boys play.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Live Stream Reviews. My name is Karasiewicz. I'm the content marketing manager at StreamYard, and this is the show for you as a live streamer. So, the goal of this show is for us to bring you on, for us to talk with you about what some of your challenges are as a live streamer. For example, it could be, it could be technical, it could be equipment related, it could be, maybe I need some help figuring out how to get more in front of the right viewers, and so that's the whole goal of the show. And so basically, myself and my co-host Charles Matthews, we are going to bring you on. We're going to talk about your live streams. We'll do our best to share those as well. Just basically help you through some of your challenges. And so remember, this is all about you. You don't have to have, you don't have to be dressed up, for example. The goal is to bring you on to help you basically move past some of those challenges and obstacles that you may be facing. So with that, I'm going to bring on Charles. Then we got a few announcements to kick things off. So Charles, it's great seeing you. How you doing?
What's up, people? How you doing? Hello, everybody. Hello. Make some noise. I think they're awake now. You guys awake? If you're awake, let me know where you're calling in from. Where are you live streaming from? I see a whole bunch of people in the chat earlier, but I want to know, any Toronto, any Canadians in the building, put it up. Where are you guys from? Let me know. Hey, everybody, how you doing? I said it all in one breath.
That was pretty good, by the way. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go through a couple of quick announcements for you all. And then Charles, do me a favor. Let's go ahead and drop the link. Why don't you tell people how's the show going to work today? Because it is just you and I flying solo today.
It's great, man. Great to have everybody here. Listen, we're going to have some fun today. So we're going to drop the link in the chat. And if you want to come on and just talk about, your stream, what you're streaming for, something about your channel. If there's some things that there's some new features that StreamYard has been putting out. And if you don't know how to do it correctly, or you want to know other ways of doing it, we're here to show you. There's a lot of newbies. What I mean, there's a lot of newbies, a lot of new fun things that our StreamYard has been put out. And Christian and I were playing around in the background, having some fun with it. And I think it'll make your stream 10 times better. So, we just want to say thanks for joining us. We got people from Ontario, Canada. What's going on? We got people from Italy. I see here, Italy and France. Well, what time is it over there right now?
Probably pretty early, I think. So, or sorry, greetings. Actually, maybe late, actually. Sorry.
Greetings from Philippines, Niagara Falls in the house. Adam, thank you so much. Adam is my boy. He's always here. Thanks, Adam, for joining in. We also greetings here. I got to put these people up. These are These are long-time viewers. So
they are, yes.
What's up, people?
They always share great information as well. That's the other thing. So there you go. The show is about us helping you, but it's also a community. And so, we want to make sure that, you're getting the help you need here. And so we're going to do our best to help help you or direct you to the right resource and so forth. So what I want to do real quick, Charles, I want to just go over just a couple of quick things with everyone. So the first thing is every single month. So by the way, it's December, the beginning of December, we give out assets. And these are assets that you can put in your StreamYard broadcast. So there are things like, for example, you see we have Puddles with a Santa hat. That's available now. You see that nice Christmas or holiday background we have going on. That's one of them. In addition to that, let me just show you all just a couple of the other ones that we have. Let's see. So for those of you who want some snow, we've got some snow going on.
I think I like this one for all of a sudden, there's a blizzard. It's not a snow, that's a blizzard coming.
You know what actually this reminds me of? Remember, I think it was for Windows 98 when you could put it into like space mode and it was just the black screen. It was that's what that reminds me of. But we've got that one. Let me see what else we got here. I mentioned we got some backgrounds. Let me see. And we've also got this one. Oh shoot. Oh man, what's Puddles doing here? Puddles decided he wanted to stop by. So Puddles is the StreamYard mascot, by the way. Oh wait, Puddles came back. So let me get rid of Puddles. So these are all assets that are available to you. You can access these here in the StreamYard over in the StreamYard Facebook group. And these are the December assets. And do me a favor, you want to bookmark these, okay?
All right. So here's a hint for everybody. every month they throw out a little gift for everybody. So
yes.
every little bit that's here, you can actually take a part of that and build your own. All right. There's timers in there. There's little GIFs that are in there, little cute little things that are in there. Learn from it, take from it, and make it your own. Build from it. It's the best way of doing it.
Yeah. And like I said, you bookmark this one. If here's a little tip. If you go to the December one, it's in the Facebook group. If you're not part of our Facebook group, be sure you join that. And then once you do that, you're going to see the December assets. You actually can go back a folder.
Yep.
And you're going to also be able to get access to, I think there are a bunch of really good Thanksgiving ones. We had some, I think, for October as well. I think maybe the previous month as well. So
here you go. They are fun. I downloaded the whole kit. There you go.
Fantastic. So that's the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing I want to talk about is, and let me pull this up for you, actually. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm just reading all the comments. I'm glad a whole bunch of people are using them. Look at that. Thanks for the background gifts. They are awesome. That's what we want you to use them for. You know what I mean? It takes your stream to the next level. The regular people it's the same background all the time, same thing. Now you can go into this Christmas spirit. You can do a Christmas show. You have the backgrounds. So big shout out to the team, whoever puts these together all the time. You guys are doing an awesome job.
And by the way, we're already working on January ones. And so, if you have any, if you have suggestions for these, for the assets, do me a favor. You can just email marketing@streamyard.com and just say, asset suggestions. Do me a favor, put whatever you want in there. Cause I myself and Julie and Joanne, we're constantly trying to come up with ideas to help you all, to give you all each month. So do us a favor. And by the way, if you happen to have a Stream Deck, there may be a little Stream Deck surprise in there as well. For you, that's the hotkeys feature that we offer now in StreamYard. So the other thing I wanted to briefly talk about is the upcoming live selling industry showcase. This is on December 9th. Let's see. Yeah, December 9th. This is on, let me make sure I got the date right. Yep, December 9th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is the showcase. And you can simply just go here. I'll give you the link in a second. It's simply streamyard.com/SY showcase. And so if you go there, that'll get you to the December one. Thanks, Charles. And so just go and register for that. And basically you'll have the ability to hear from some people who are, using various forms of selling on their live streams. So go and check that out. Anything else you want to add on that one, Charles?
Yeah, quick question. Do you sell? I don't need to just put it in the chat right now. Who sells? Just put yes if you're a seller or you're even thinking about selling. You know what I mean? This is a great opportunity to learn. So just put it in the chat if you are a seller or you're thinking of seller. Just put a yes in the chat. So we want to see how many people are sellers and gonna go. I'm not a seller, but I go to all of them because you know something. There's always something you can learn.
And I gotta say,
always.
I love that point you made, Charles, which is the fact that you can always take something away. Like, for example, if you're not like for people that say, hey, I'm not selling right now, you can learn tips so that when you are ready to, when you're at that point, you can do it. So, you'll learn, there's some good, there's a few good sessions there to check out, from like, some people that, are doing that. So go and check that out. So that's, item number 2 I want to talk about. And then the third item, and you know what? Sorry, I forgot to drop the link actually. So you can register for the summit here. By the way, the other good thing about when you register for the summit is if you want to get replays, things like that, it's typically best to register because then that way you can get those replays. So if you can't attend, make sure you register, at least then you can get replays and whatnot. Okay. So the third thing I want to talk about real quick is new features.
Yep.
So we've got, there's a couple of new StreamYard features here. Charles, what's the first one? You want to talk about the first one?
Okay. So I don't know about you, but sometimes when I do big shows on the weekend, we have a special guest that come in and they have their slides and they're always saying, oh, can I share my slides? I'm saying, yeah, go ahead. Cause you have the ability to share slides so they can do it. But you know how sometimes when people come on, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to do it. So what StreamYard decided to do is now implement right into share slides directly into your own platform. So you're not sharing it on second window, third window. You're actually uploading it directly into your own StreamYard deck. So for example, I just do some of my old shows together. I can control the slides right from the screen. So I can go next, next, next. I can go back. I can control it right from the screen. So it's not a shared window. These are actually slides that I can talk about. And not only can I control it, they can control it as well. So we can help each other out. It's not like how you do some sharing and they're like, oh, I can't do it. Can you share my window? And then while they're trying to fish around and try to find it, your show takes some time and you want your show to run smoothly. So this is a great way. Tell them ahead of the time, do me a favor, send me your slides. I'll upload them directly in there. And it's just like a simple share program. So you hit share, hit slides, go into your computer, and then it's just sitting at the bottom of the screen and you just add, and there it is. And what I love about doing it this way, you can still see me, you can still see Christian.
Yeah, and you can even use like the picture-in-picture feature if you want to. You can solo you can basically also solo that layout for your slides as well if you want to. So that's the slideshare feature. Just a couple of quick points, by the way, on that. So the slide feature, it's only available. So it only does like if you have transitions in your slides or videos, those do not play. So again, because it's based off of how complicated they are to code at that point. Because you have to, and so right now, version 1, it basically takes your slides, makes them into a PDF essentially, and then you can easily just quickly you can switch between them. You can also there's a little drop down that'll pop up, and you can see which slide you want to jump to, and so forth. So that's a new feature.
And it's fantastic if you do a lot of, and the thing about this, what I love about this slide portion is if you're a teacher, if your live stream is about teaching, this is phenomenal for you because now you can put all your teaching steps 1, 2, 3 and just go ahead and use it. So it's fantastic. I've been using the slides. Nice. Perfect. Hey, quick question. I know that you guys are saying you're using it. Can you tell me what you've been using it for? Have you been using it for other people? Are you using it for yourself? Are you been using it for products? Because here's another funny thing too. With the expo coming up, now you can put the products you're selling in your slides. So you can just slide them over. Okay, this week we're selling this. Slide it over. It looks better than just popping it on screen. It's there. So there's many things you can do with it.
Awesome. So the other thing we also have from a feature standpoint as well, the other feature is it's called virtual virtual background, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So let me show you all what this is going to look like. I'll show you how to enable it. Then I'll as you can see, so this background I have, this is not virtual background, by the way. This is my camera. This is my camera, my lens, the lighting. That's what creates this nice blurred background, the bokeh effect, as it's called.
Yes.
But what we've added, so previously we just had the ability to have a green screen feature. And so it allows you to have a green screen behind you or a blue screen to chroma key or replace the background behind you. And so we heard from a lot of people, they wanted to have virtual background for somebody. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to see this. So I'll show you how to access this. So to access the new virtual background feature, you just go to Cam Mic. You then go to virtual background over here on the right here. Let me show you that. So you go to virtual background. And then now you're going to get this. And then you have the ability, if you have a green screen, so I'm going to play with some of these. Again, I don't have a green screen or anything. So if I said I have a green screen, I can choose whether it's blue or green from the drop-down menu. I can choose how much fade effect is on, and then we can put some stuff up. For example, let's see. So let me change that. Yeah. So for example, this is just using a green screen feature. Now, if I don't have a green screen, I just simply uncheck the box, and then I'm going to go there. And then let's say I want to put that brick wall behind me. So I can do this. And so as you can see, it does replace me. A couple key points you want to make though, or at least I want to make about this, is that you want to make sure what you're wearing does not necessarily blend in with the background. Because again, as you can see, I've got a black sweatshirt on. I've got some very dark cabinets behind me. And all of that is basically be interpreted as like there's no edges if you kind of think about it.
Right.
And so, so you are going to want to make sure you have proper lighting for something like this. So for example, I've got it. And this is important, by the way, because, okay, so for example, I've got an office chair. I got a black sweatshirt on. My chair is kind of being picked up here, right? It is a mesh chair. So there's kind of picking up some of the holes that are in there. So just kind of keep that in mind based on the setting you're going to put yourself in. So for example, if I'm in this setting, I don't want an office chair in this setting. So keep that in mind, by the way. That comes down to really like the look you want to go for. If you want to try to match the background, get rid of the chair, use a stool, for example, so it doesn't have the chair back or something, right? So you can add that. You could also, there's a blur feature. Obviously, I have the blur already on. So basically, it's doing like double or triple blur or something. But
Yeah.
I'm going to just turn that off. So yeah, so that is the new virtual background feature.
So here's two things.
Yeah.
Two things to remember. One, like he said, your clothes. Two, lighting. Lighting is going to help you with the background, and choose a background that makes sense. Okay, because I don't know if can you go back to it, Christian, for a second. There's one feature that they added, I think, is great. You don't have to use those backgrounds. You can upload. You can upload your own background. So there's a spot there where you can upload your own background. So say you're a realtor and you're selling a house and you have a picture of the house and you want to talk about the house. You can just go right there with the plus and minus, click on it, and upload your own background. And then you can use that background right there.
Yeah, so you basically, and that'll be if you have if you happen to have a static image of the property, for example. Again, you're putting yourself into that scene, so you want to make sure that whatever you put up fits.
Yes.
So, for example, if I'm just gonna throw this out there, if I put the brick wall up right now, why that doesn't necessarily fit with the fact that we're doing live stream. We're going to do live stream reviews here in a second with you all, right? So, kind of think about like what kind of look and feel you're going for on your live streams.
All right,
okay,
so
Charles.
Here's a real quick question. I'm just going to pull this one up real quick. Says, what green screen backdrop do you recommend? All right, for me, I've gone through 4 of them. I started to go.
Hold on. Why did you go through? Let's start with that. Why did you go through 4?
Because at first I thought, when I saw, when the gamers are doing it and they have like all the space flying through them and all the background, I thought, oh, that's so cool. So I wanted to try it, but then I started to go cheap. Okay, so I went and bought green fabric. So I'm putting up green fabric behind me and it was all good. But the thing with green fabric is, if it's not straight, if it's not ironed out, any little wrinkle messes it up. So I said, okay, try another one. Went on Amazon and got the pop-up one. Okay. Beautiful. It pops up. It's huge. It's the back. But the problem is, anytime you want to use it and don't want to use it, I got to take this big old green screen out the room and bring it back. It was a lot of headache. Yeah. Next one I went to is, the big backdrop, the big one that rolls up and down. Okay. Perfect. It's smooth. It's easy to use. There's no wrinkles. Okay. But I don't have enough lighting. Because here's the thing with green screen. Lighting is key. If you're not lit properly, the green screen does not work. You need to have your proper lighting. So with that said, do you have the money to spend on all those lights? Is it something you really want to do at this point? Question is, why are you using green screen? Right. These are all the factors you have to go through before. Like if you're a gamer, it's a must. There's no if and ands about it. You need a green screen because you're going to be showing the game in the corner and you're the little person and thing. But to me, the great thing about StreamYard is you can do most of those things now. StreamYard keeps upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. So the question is, do you really need that stuff? Because look, you can change the background to Christmas. There's the background. You can do picture in picture. You can bring videos on. You can do shared screen. So at the end of the day, I was like, I don't really need it. It was just a cool little feature to have. But yeah, and I think that's a great point, Charles, is the fact that like when you add green screens, for example, and things like that, like there is typically going to be an equipment investment you're going to need to make. And it's going to be lighting or something like that. Like it's not just going to hide everything. It's not going to do magic. You have to have some light. You at least have to have pretty good lighting, for example. Because again, just think of it like this, like a lot of this stuff uses like AI, artificial intelligence, to, look behind you and say, okay, well, where are the edges, for example? And so,
if you are in, for example, if you have a window behind you and you're like, hey, I want to do a green screen, I want to put a virtual background up, it's going to work, but you have to think about all the stuff behind you that it's trying to interpret. So it's like, okay, do they mean to cut this out? Do they mean to cut that out? What do they want you to cut out and so forth? So there's a lot of like, and to your point, like green screens, I mean, you have 4 of them. I have one. It's literally, I unfolded it once and I never used it. So, again, and I never used it and things moved on. Things moved on to where people are now doing physical sets versus using green screen and things like that. So, but it is there. So if you have somebody that wants to use it, they want to, you got to make sure you encourage, like, this is where, like, if you're doing any production or you're having people come on to a stream, big tip for you, don't just have them show up like 5 minutes ahead of time. You want to meet with them ahead of time, whether it's a few days, like if it's an event, you have them come on a few days ahead of time, or if they're coming on as a guest, they come on not 5 minutes ahead of time, they come on 30 minutes ahead of time or more. Because again, if it's your show and you're having a guest on, you want to make sure the audio is good. You want to make sure the background looks good, that their framing is good, because all of this impacts how your live streams are perceived to people.
Yeah. So here, John. Yeah, they're fun to use, but just a big pain moving them around the room. Yeah. Because I went and got the biggest one, John. Like I popped it open, like when you pop it open,
and you're like, oh, that's a little bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's stiff, and it's banging off the shelf. It knocked away all my pillows and things. It was big. It's huge. And then Adam says the same thing. He uses it, but all the wrinkles, and that's the main thing. If you don't steam that thing, get the wrinkles out. But yeah, it's fun to use once you got it all perfect. It is a blast to use.
So I got a quick tip for people. So if you want to test out a green screen, go to like your local, like your dollar store, your Dollar General or something like that. Buy yourself some green poster board, put it up, and see how that works. That's the cheapest way to put a green screen up. Budget green screen.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. So Charles is going to come back here in a second. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I want to go in and start inviting everybody to come on. So like normally what we have been doing for the show is, you good, Charles?
Yeah, someone was asking and I went to to go get it.
No worries.
They wanted to know what
you went to get the green screen. Okay.
My first green screen.
Looks like it's pristine. It looks like you never used it.
So it's a pain to hook it up behind you, clamps here, clamps there, and then always trying to get it smooth. Yeah. Okay. So that's the first one. And if I go get the second one, you'll see my camera fall over, my mic will drop. It's a pop-up one. So it's fun, but you want to go through all this work before every show, after every show, during the show. I don't know.
I know. So again, it's, and I'm reading through some of the comments here and people are like, hey, you know what? I have they're saying, hey, they had a 12-foot green screen and it covers the wall, things like that, And so again, the features, virtual backgrounds out there, you can replace your background, your guests, things like that. But you want to make sure that there's enough light. That's the key thing. So light, and basically the light's going to help like this. So if this is the background and this is you have to be able to create that distance between you and the background for it to interpret what it needs to remove. So just keep that in mind. And also, by the way, I'd also suggest if you're ever going to use like backgrounds, things like that, the clothing that you wear impacts your live stream.
Yep.
So for example, if you're wearing a patterned shirt, like I do not recommend patterns, and I don't recommend wearing anything that's like checkered, any houndstooth, any of that kind of thing. Like that's actually going to be something that like the way it interprets it can't, there's so many colors there and patterns that it's trying to interpret. So I'd always recommend, solid colors that are not blue, not green, or any shades of that. So
there you go.
Okay. So
right.
let's get into
let's get some people on here. But I got a question. So here's the question before you guys come on and just answer the question of the day. Why did you start streaming, hobby or business? Why did you guys start streaming? Was it for a hobby, like you wanted to start streaming, you thought it was going to be fun, so you jumped into it, or did you start because it's a business for you? Let me know in the comments when you come on. We want to hear a quick little story. Did you start for hobby or did you start it for business? All right. I think Christian put the links in the chat. So if you want to come on, so come on down and we'll bring you on screen. So hobby or business, put it in the chat. What did you guys do it for? What did you start for, Christian?
Mine was actually more business. I started long time ago, actually. It was straight business from the start. So it was never like a hobby. So it was like a hobby. It was business. And then I was doing it for business for other people. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do my own. And that was more of a hobby that became business side as well. So.
All right. We got some great comments coming in. For me, it was straight business. At first I was doing podcasting. So podcasting was my thing because I came from radio. And then as podcasting got started, I saw live streaming. I'm like, ooh, they can see my face and podcast 2 in 1. So then I started doing it for straight off the bat. But then, teaching and stuff like that. But I know people just do it. They come on for fun. They just want to come on and teach and have some fun. So, I see great comments here. It was a hobby.
Feel free to bring them up. Yeah.
Yeah. Hobby starting in 2015. You started.
Okay.
Great.
Cool.
All right. And then we got some people straight business. We got for work. So that's
business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's straight too. And here's what I should have pinpointed too. I should say, was it for your business or was it for your work's business? So did your work say, hey, you have to start streaming, sell our product or get the information out there? That's another one. Pinpointed it there. So there you go. This person I got Amazon Live on May 1st. Congratulations.
Nice. Cool.
There you go. So doing it for some business from work. Yeah, it's about what you want to do it for. And then the question is, a lot of people started as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Now is it turned into a business? Did you realize how well you're doing it and you go, hey, I can make some money off of this? So come on down and let us know as well.
And lots of really good ones here. I mean, yeah, you got 2020. Yep, we got NLTMW here, hobby back in for their 3D printing adventures. Awesome. Okay, so who wants to come on with us, by the way?
There you go. Come on in, hit the link. We had the invite. Christian, I think you put it in the chat.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, this is all about you. Like, we only do this show twice a month, by the way, the first and the third Saturday of every single month. So we're on here for an hour and a half, roughly, sometimes a little longer, but it's all about you.
LinkedIn Live 2 years ago for business.
Nice. Randall, sounds like you're doing been doing a lot of streaming. Congrats.
Hey, Randall, come on in. I want to talk to you, Randall. Here, I'm going to put post the link. There you go. One more time in there. There it is. If you guys want to join us. But Randall, yeah, hit the link. I want to talk to you because you said earlier, if I go back a couple of comments, you have LinkedIn, which is hard to get in. I just got it this year as well. And then you also do Amazon. So yeah, if you have a chance, come on in, guys. A video. Let me see. Nice. There we go.
And by the way, I see there's a lot of questions people have. So if you do have specific questions on things, do us a favor. Put a Q at the beginning of your comment. If we don't answer it, by the way, we also typically try to save a lot of the questions towards, like, if they're like not on topic, we'll save them to the end. We'll do like a lightning round at the end with all your questions. But put a Q in there with your questions, and then we'll do our best to get to those.
I want to put this comment up because I think this is a lot of people right here. Start doing it to have some fun with friends during COVID. Okay, I think that's a big one. If you started doing streaming because of COVID, just put a yes. I just want to know, did COVID force you to do something different while you sat at home? Did COVID started you off?
Very nice. Let's see.
All right. Oh, she says he doesn't see the link. I don't see the link. Okay, I just put it in there as well.
So Randall, do us a favor. Just go to youtube.com/StreamYard if you can. and join us over there. Maybe actually an issue of getting the link over to LinkedIn. So, or sorry, maybe getting the comment over on LinkedIn.
All right, let me see if I can post it one more time in here.
And again, thank you, Jewel, by the way, for helping us with this. For questions, post a queue. That would be fantastic.
There we go. There we go. The link. There you go. I just added the link. So there you go, Randall. If you can, put it in Facebook. And there you go. Okay, so we have one person in the background, just waiting for you to turn on your camera. We have another person coming in, and Jeff is in the zone. I remember Jeff. Let's welcome Jeff, everybody.
What's up, man?
How we doing, Jeff?
Hey, good. You guys?
Hey, good. Jeff. What's going on, my friend?
What's up?
All right, so two things already I see
right.
different from Jeff. Let me see. From the last show, he took some of our suggestions, because before Jeff was only a head.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeff is more from his chest up. We see full of Jeff. Okay. That's one thing that I remember correctly that he changed right there. Is that right?
Yes, sir. It is. You're right.
There you go. And then you got the green screen going.
Yeah.
Or the virtual.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
Are you using the green screen or the virtual background?
Virtual background right now.
Cool. So do me a favor. Can you turn it off, like, just so like people can see what's behind you? And I'm only asking because the edges around you are really good.
Oh, okay.
So you've got the green screen on. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then
is that the cloth that I was showing earlier?
Yeah, I've had it actually for a while. First, I started off with cardboard a long time ago, and then I just got myself a big green screen I bought like a while ago.
Nice. Okay. And how do you have it pinned up right now behind you?
Right now I just got it on some hooks, so pretty good.
There you go.
Here's the thing. I think the reason it works so well is partly because you have, like, there aren't other there's no green in the scene with you.
Yeah,
no.
That's true.
Yeah, and see the outline of the chair is perfect, the blue color. Yeah. And if he takes it back off for a second, you have a lot of lights. I saw.
Yeah, a lot of light on me. Hey.
So, yeah, there's a lot of light. How many lights do you have on right now?
I got 4. So
4 lights.
Yeah.
So there you go. The lighting is a key thing for green screen.
It sure is. Yeah.
There you go.
So we have a question, by the way, from a creative lady. She wants to know, how far are you from the green screen?
Oh, I'm actually like pretty close actually to it. Like I can touch it and stuff. So it's just behind me. So
like about a foot?
About a foot, yeah.
Okay. So he's about a foot. But the key thing I think here is that you've got the lighting. I think that's the key thing here. You got the lighting that's helping create that separation between, your shirt, your chair, and your background are totally different. So
yeah, it's true.
So how's your
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Christian, because I want to know now, since he's changed that up. And then you have like Christian was asking you, the lighting and stuff. Do you make it a habit before you go on to make sure your clothes and everything is different?
Yeah, I do. I usually try to like make sure you guys can see the shirts and everything. So
nice.
The outfit.
So we have a request from Vegas Confessions podcast. They want to know, so you said you're using you've got a green screen, but you're using the virtual background. Can you just switch to the green screen feature?
So with the green screen feature, so actually how I started off was like I bought cardboard at the dollar store, and then I also made my own cloth, and then I bought like a green screen off the web, off Amazon, like a long time ago, and it's been like great. Like I haven't had any issues with it, and like I started off pretty, like it wasn't the best at the beginning when I first started YouTube, but now like I've had it for so long, but it's way professional, I think. Yes.
So can you go in your StreamYard studio and can you adjust from, like, for example, if you go to virtual background, you can check are you checking I have a green screen option?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you uncheck that and just use the virtual background?
All right.
So here, let's see. Okay. So that's the virtual background, right?
Virtual. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that bad either. If you just look, the only difference is, because he's got so much lights, that's the good thing about it. You can only see the little rim around his hairline.
A little bit, yeah.
And then the chair disappears. You see that, Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, yeah. Absolutely.
but it's still because he has so many lights. That's what's making it much easier for him to blend in. It looks better than how we were doing it before because of the lighting.
Absolutely. So yeah, and again, it comes down to this. It comes down to if you're going to use a green screen, you got to make sure you have the right kind of lighting.
That's true. Yeah, I got 2 ring lights and then 2 other ones, and then just 2 in the bedroom, just like coming down on my face. So
and 2 ring lights, 2 other ones, and then 2 straight. Oh,
that's bedroom lights. So
yep.
And yeah, so to answer Vegas Confessions podcast, yeah, he's saying you were using the green screen, not the virtual. Yeah.
Yeah. Green screen.
So
he's using the button that's asked. Remember, if you guys remember, Christian said in the beginning, there's a button there to say yes, green screen, no green screen. He clicked yes, green screen. So it automatically understood what he was using and made it better for him.
Yeah.
So we've got some other questions, and do you want us to take a look at your live stream, or do you want us to have you help answer questions as well?
It doesn't matter. I'm down with both, man. I'm down with both today.
All right, let's do it.
So I think your stream was about sports, right?
Yeah, it was about sports, correct.
Yeah. Did you change anything else besides the tips we gave you? I know now we can see you. We're talking directly to you, which I love. I see more of you because you are the superstar of your show. What else did you change a little bit?
So I've been running sound effects since the start of the season and stuff, and I think the sound effects really bring lights and stuff. So pretty good.
Okay.
So what was your stream? Remind me. Your stream was what? Jeff in the Zone, I think.
Right? Jeff in the Zone. Yeah, I did some basketball content. So
yeah, I think you had the Raptors, maybe.
Raptors. Yeah.
So okay, so I have a couple of questions for you, and so I got that, but we also have questions that we have from the audience because they say, hey, you know what? They said Jeff looks great now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, this is what I love about our audience, man. They remember you from last time, the tips we gave you, the comments. That's what I love about it. And just to let you know, video for our bosses. Yeah, come on. The link is there if you want to join us. It's open for anybody that wants to come on, and we can talk about your stream and talk about what you're doing. So yeah, if you click the link and join us, we'd love to have you.
And by the way, Charles, remember, we also said, hey, we want to make sure we got a lot of people waiting in the back. So let's start that timer as well as I bring up Jeff's channel. I'm going to bring up your channel, Jeff. We're going to talk about your live streams. I'm not going to I'm not talking about your YouTube channel. I'm going to take a look at your live streams. And the reason I do that is because we have YouTube channel reviews as well that they do once a month, I think it's the second Saturday of the month.
Okay.
So the first question I have for you, by the way, because this is the last time we had talked with you, I knew you were talking about sports. Right now, it looks like you're in a living room. Okay, great. Right. When you do your live streams, though, what does your normal background look like now?
Normal background, I could use this for a Friday night hangout, but the thing is, I think I got to make the jerseys bigger. I definitely could fix that.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So here's a quick question. You said I have to make. Do you make your own backgrounds?
Yes, I make my own backgrounds.
Okay, so that's another thing that you have to understand too, that you can make your own backgrounds to fit your show. And how do you make your backgrounds?
I use Photoshop. It's a pretty good tool. So
there you go. But yeah, I love how it's floating up there. I love that you're doing things different for your channel. The only thing that's missing here is your brand. Where would you put do you have a brand of yourself?
Yeah, I would probably just put it in the top right-hand corner. So
okay, so a couple of tips here for you. Okay, so I gotta say, I love the fact that this looks super clean and really cool. I would say this. First off, you have Photoshop, obviously. You could also, for those of you who don't have Photoshop, you can use there's apps there's Photoshop, there's Canva, there's Photopea as well. That's like a Photoshop alternative. And then our buddy Andrew Kavanaugh, by the way, he actually runs some very large Photoshop, I think they're Photoshop and Lightroom groups.
Okay.
So there are people there as well. So if you ever have Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think people can go there and post some of their work and get critiqued, I think, right? But they have to also be open to critiquing, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully that's right. So Jeff, I want to talk about your background. I'm going to give you some suggestions here.
Okay, yeah.
I think this looks really good. I would say this. One thing I would do is I would either consider maybe putting these on the sports style show and the room they don't fit.
Okay.
And so I would say because it looks super, it's a nice room, but
yeah, it's a nice room and stuff.
So I would say something like this. I'd say you could use the room and then maybe do something where you have like take some, put some, if you have your own jerseys, put them on a hanger and take some photos, for example. And then like, and then maybe on your Photoshop, maybe you build like, like a rack basically where your jerseys are displayed.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like do some sort of branding, something like that, like Charles mentioned. Charles, did you start the timer?
Oh, no, my bad.
Okay, we gave you a couple extra minutes, Jeff.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'll start right now because I'm so interested. I'm so looking at his room because there's so many ideas I have. Because if you guys are just joining us, Jeff also does play-by-play announcements.
Yes.
So I love the jerseys the way you have them, but I'd rather see the room as either a radio room or sportscaster room, or like you're live on set, or something to show that you're a sportscaster.
Yep.
So have the background with like, have some people walking in the background, or have some sports people handing you, you know what I mean? Like have it to deal with sports, because you are the sportscaster. I want to see that in your background. Like when I flip on the channel, I want to see, is he really in the sports room, or is he really on radio? I want to guess real quick.
Yeah.
So
that's a very good point, Charles. I love the fact that you're talking about like, maybe make it a locker room, or
that'd be cool, yeah.
What if you even had maybe some championship trophies behind you? Like just throwing some ideas out there, because here's the thing. The one thing you've got right now that a lot of people are asking about, you've got the green screen and you got it set up.
Yeah.
And now you have the blank canvas, and all you need to do is, okay, let's make some additional little tweaks to this. So this is very good. I'd also suggest just some quick suggestions. So for example, I'm wearing like over ear like headphones. Yeah. So basically the cord and stuff is hidden. So if you want to like go for that kind of look, that's an option. If you happen to be using like you're using headphones right now,
headphones, you
could always get yourself like a handheld mic or something.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, so if you wanted to go wireless, Rode makes these are called the Rode Wireless Go.
Okay.
But what's really neat about this is, so they come in a pair, and you can put one of these inside of a little handheld mic like this.
Oh.
And then the other one is wireless, and then you could have essentially a wireless mic setup if you want, or have that look of a wireless or of an interview type setting.
Because if I remember, I think that's a great idea, Christian. Because if I remember correctly, Jeff, you're doing this because you want to be a sportscaster, correct?
Sports announcer, yes, correct.
Right. So practice now. Hold the mic. Get the mic in front of you. Get that whole feeling of this mic 24/7. Or even be crazy too if you want to have the look.
Right.
Get a gamer's microphone, the one they use on the NFL. The headset with the microphone. Yeah. There you go. So you're giving everybody the feel of the sportscaster feel. So you got the headset with the microphone, and then you can talk about the sports, and it's all there for you.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's take a look at your stream. Let's take a look at where do you want us to like? Well, you know what? I'm going to start with your thumbnails.
Okay. And
I'm only going to start with your thumbnails just because there's some things I like, and then there's some that I'm like, okay, I can't really read that. So okay. So let's talk about these. So your streams are about sports, obviously. I think like on these like NFL news ones, for example.
Yeah, for the picks.
I think these are hard to see.
Oh, okay.
I think the text is very hard to see.
All right.
So I would almost put that in the black.
NFL picks.
Black?
What's NFL picks, by the way?
It's just like the weekly picks of the games. So like from Thursday on to Sunday. So
Okay. So you do weekly picks. Okay.
Weekly picks, yes.
I would say, why don't you go? Have you watched? I mean, because there's like, for example, you could look at some of the major sports networks, look at how they're doing their streams, and maybe borrow a few ideas for that.
All right.
And hold on, weekly picks, like what you think is going to happen on the score, right?
Yeah, what I think is going to happen, like predictions.
Okay, so how about you do this then? I would love to see you in these pictures. Okay. So I would love to see like some of them with you in it, with a big board in your hand.
Right.
And you write the score down on the board and do some crazy shot and put the logo and just make it fun for people to click on it.
Yeah.
Because you're not in any of these. So if it's a weekly pick, like I would have a big poster in front of me, like smiling, saying 24-36 Bears.
Yeah.
Get them interested in clicking to see it, because the football is great, but there's nothing about to me to really click on it.
That's sure. Yeah, it's just like football. So
Yeah,
I got
the
some more
thing is-
tips for you, by the way.
go ahead, Christian. We got like 50 seconds left.
So you've got 800 something subscribers, but I got to say, I'm super impressed with the fact that you're getting a few hundred people on watching these streams.
Yeah, those streams do good. It seems like, you know, the basketball streams, like the pits. I know it's just going to be like hard because not everyone's going to be into that, but
okay. So I like that. I really like the fact that you're getting a few hundred people on your streams. So
yeah,
I'm gonna take
good.
a quick look at this real quick. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Let me lower the.
You got the hat on. Look, we talked about that last time. Love it.
Yep.
You got the more body stream. Love it. You changed up the banner. Hey, listen, buddy, it's looking good.
It's looking good, man. That's great to hear.
So here's the one thing I would tell you right now. I'm looking at you right now on screen. Make sure you look up at the camera.
Okay.
Because right now you're looking down at your
Down.
screen. It looks like.
Okay.
Is the TV screen?
Yeah, it's just on. It's just I just put on the monitor like in front of me like this. So
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So work on camera placement, but I think overall, I think this is good. I will say I do think you need something like a pattern interrupt
Okay.
in the middle of your stream. So you need a pattern interrupt. I'm gonna give you one last point here. I think you need a pattern interrupt. That pattern interrupt is going to be, instead of me sitting there watching like the hardwood and like watching the scores go back and forth, some sort of little pattern interrupt, like maybe between quarters, for example, or at halftime, almost like you have your own halftime show within the show.
Like last point before we got to let you go though, even with the GIFs, throw a basketball across the court, let it bounce across your screen. So at the end of third quarter, fourth quarter, halftime, when the horn hits, you see this big basketball bounce across the screen, and you're like, okay, that's the end of that quarter.
Yeah.
Get people into the field.
That'd be good.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
All right, buddy. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right, buddy.
Keep up the good work, man. Doing really well, by the way.
Hey, thank you guys. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your,
All right, let's go.
Thanks again. Good.
Thanks, Jeff. Awesome.
We got a veteran coming up, Jay Vlog. Jay, give me a thumbs up if you're ready, buddy. Here we go.
All good, guys. How are you doing?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. Actually, my last live stream, I was doing the camera switching.
Yep.
And it went over really, really well.
Okay.
I was so pleased with that. Thanks to you guys on StreamYards about using the phone.
Yep.
And the app.
Yep.
I'm using the app called Camel.
Okay.
And on my last live stream, I was, it's opened the doors for me.
There you go.
Right.
Very nice.
So, quick question for you.
Yeah.
When you started switching it, did you find it like after a while it just became like second nature because now you have more options to talk about something and do things with?
I was doing the camera switching when I was teaching classes, so I've got years of experience with that.
Okay.
But it was, I was switching not cameras, but I was switching to, a web page or switching here, switching there.
Right.
And I would show them this. But now that I can have multiple cameras on there, I've attached it to, like a lamp stand, like your microphone holder.
Yes. Yep.
Right. And I've got it as a top-down camera, so they can see what I'm writing, or in this instance, they can see what the last video was. They can see what I'm eating.
Okay.
Right. And then I put the little picture in the corner, so they can they can see top down what's coming in, and then they see my reaction from the face camera. Right. And it's thanks to you guys that, allowed me to do that.
And don't forget, and think what he's talking about. If you don't understand, with StreamYard, you can move your pictures all over the place. So, for example, if we're gonna try to go, let's do this way, for example, okay? Mm-hmm. And we're the guest, but I don't want to be in the middle. All right, so I could take you and bring you over, switch it. Okay, so any feel you have with your guest, if you want to put, you over to the left, just drag and drop. I'm like, hey, Christian, let's switch positions. Drag and drop. And that's the great thing about it. If you have 3-4 cameras, and you can do picture in picture, and then you can say, hey, let me just make this bigger and drag it down, push it over, drag it across. You can change your look of your stream every time.
Yep. And Andrew is asking, is there a tutorial on it? Yes, there is a tutorial on it.
Just give me a quick reminder, JP, which one we're referring to, and I'll see if I can find that video.
The multicam?
Yeah.
Using your phone as a webcam.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes.
I can find that one.
And the thing about it was fun is like, because I do it too sometimes when I'm teaching people how to use certain things, I'll turn on my phone. Now they're getting a closer look directly. Instead of me taking away this camera, I can bring my cell phone down and say, okay, here's the key I'm pushing. This is the button here. It gives another way into your world.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things that I would like to get more into is using StreamYard. Oh, okay, there's two points.
Okay.
Using StreamYard for educational purposes. So I need annotations, and I know there's Christian and I talked about this. There's a Google plugin available, but if it's available on Google, I would like to see it on StreamYard.
Okay.
Because let's say Charles, I'm going to be teaching you, and I need you to underline something.
Gotcha.
I need you to have that plugin. So that's a prerequisite, which could be integrated into StreamYard.
Okay.
The other thing is the mobile ease of use.
Hold on. You know what? Sorry, something just blew into my head. Are you doing one-on-one teaching?
I'm doing one-on-one and small groups.
Okay, so here's another idea too, and I know it's not the perfect idea, but say I'm doing a project, okay, on my screen. I can share screen to do the underline, so you can tell your student to share screen, and they can do the work right in front of you, and they can underline it that way.
Yes, they can, but I would rather, when I'm presenting the work, I'm presenting the PDF or I'm presenting the PowerPoint, then, here's what we're doing today. Please circle 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gotcha. Okay. Because do remember, everybody, you have the ability to have your guests share screen, your guests to bring things in. So until we get that going, don't forget there's many things you can do in StreamYard so you can work together. So it's fantastic. All right, buddy. I'm glad that helps you out, man. I'm glad you got to the next level.
Did it, done it. Happy to help. Happy
Keep going,
to
yes.
preach it.
All right.
Okay, bring on the next one.
Thanks, JP.
I'm glad he's using that, and that is a great tool. Remember, your cell phone is another camera. Like right now, I have 3 webcams, and I'm practicing to learn to bring them all in. You know what I mean? Different views, different angles. So that is fantastic. If you want to learn how to do that, there is tutorials on there. You can jump right in.
By the way, start to finish podcasting. Thanks for the feedback. By the way, I'll try to do my best and smile a little bit more. I'm running a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So
when don't listen, Christian's happy forever, boy. When Christian's looking at stuff, trust me, Christian goes into a mode and he's always happy. He says, okay, I see one comment over here. Okay, I got to share screen. Oh, what did he say? I got to make sure that I send that note to the StreamYard team. Like Christian is always working. So don't worry. He's happy, everybody.
I am, yes. So awesome. Okay. So let's just, do you want to take questions real quick and then bring on, I think it's Randall, I think next.
Yes, he's sitting there chilling. Randall, you're good. Give me some, but hold on. Is that Christmas gifts in the back, Randall? If I bring you on screen,
so
we got to get
thumbs up. Let's see.
We got to get those Christmas gifts going, man. We got
And by the way, if you are backstage with us, do us a favor, go to the private chat and put in, if you have a specific question, please put it in the chat so that we can kind of be a little bit prepared to help answer your question. So, okay. Also, I forgot that part because normally we have an additional person. So, okay, Randall, we're bringing it in.
Buddy. All right, Randall. So I'll take the mixer right off the bat. Christian, what do you want? The chocolates or the?
Ooh. Oh, that mixer. Oh, I didn't see that. That's nice.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, I like the toaster. Oh, is that an espresso? What do you got there? Yeah,
that's an espresso. Yeah.
Okay, so so you're the grocery and gourmet food guy. I like that. Okay, very cool.
See this now. Here, sorry, Christian. Here's one thing with Randall's channel right now. See, because he's already got the red theme going, everything for Christmas, these new backdrops that we're giving you guys is going to work perfect for his stream because it just fits right in with his stream. If he's doing groceries, could be groceries for Christmas. Here's food to buy for Christmas. It just flows right in. So make sure you guys go check those out.
So first off, okay, so where do I go? What am I pulling up on your channel? Where's your channel at?
Yeah, it's www.amazon.com/shop.
Okay, so you're doing an Amazon shop page. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
/ Made in USA Foods.
There you
Cool.
go.
And is that the only place you're streaming to, or what?
Well, I started on LinkedIn. I got approved 2 years ago.
Okay, cool.
And then
okay.
I started with StreamYard because somebody told me it was easy.
Okay.
So that was it. I was sold right there. I started with StreamYard right there. And then I was streaming for 2 years. Oh, well, about a year and a half. And then I had this chance for Amazon. And this was great because I'm already on Amazon number 412 since May 1st.
Nice.
Okay.
So I'm doing 2 a day.
Give me that link again. It's amazon.com/shop/ and do me a favor, Charles.
And then
let's put the timer up.
Yep.
It's made in USA Foods. So it's /shop/ made in USA Foods.
All right. And do me a favor, everybody. So John, you're coming up next. Pops, you're coming up afterwards. Can you go into the private chat and just put your stream link there so that we can move quick? We just click the link and it's good to go. So John, you're coming up, and then Pops, you're coming up as well. So put your link in the private chat so we could just click on it. All right.
So, okay, I got a question for you, Randall. And I thought the stream was going one direction, and then you told me you're on LinkedIn, and then I pulled up the stream. Okay, so when you said, Made in USA Foods, I initially, and I'm thinking, and I'm seeing all your stuff in the background, by the way, that is food related. I'm thinking cooking or grocery shopping or something like that, right? And then you told me you started on LinkedIn, right? And
right.
So,
well, here's the deal.
What's your stream about? Let's.
Well, here's the deal. First. When I started on LinkedIn, I have 75,000 followers, and I cover the food industry. I cover the food industry. So when we got into COVID, I was right in where you needed to be because everybody was interested in cooking at home. And that's where you get your stuff at the grocery store. So I'm connected to everybody, as far as the American food processor. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
But what's your stream about then? Yeah.
So the Amazon stream is basically talking about food, which is my background, 45 years in the industry. I think I know a few things about that. Okay. But Amazon's all about things that are not food. I mean, there's just so many things that are related. Okay, so here's the deal. I mean, I would love to sell food, but I ended up, like during the summertime, I ended up selling kayaks. I was the kayak guy. I never been in a kayak, but I've been selling kayaks like crazy.
Okay.
And then weed eaters. I'm selling weed eaters. Okay. I know about a weed eater, but the thing is, it's crazy. Now you see, I lost 51 pounds in 17 weeks with a Fitbit. Now I'm the Fitbit guy because I got it all documented how I lost the 51 pounds in 17 weeks.
Gotcha. So you're what we talked about in the beginning, hobby or business. It kind of took you to a different direction, which is working for you. But the ability to stream live and to stream is helping you out tremendously on taking it to different levels.
And the thing is, when y'all were talking about the green screen, I went through all that. I got the poster board. I had it by 12 by 12. You know what it is to tape poster board together and try to hang it. And if it falls down, then it messes up. Okay, I did that. Then I bought your green screen foldable stuff that stuff about you saying about steaming it. Well, that's you can't unwrinkle that stuff, which was available at Amazon. Okay, I could show it. It's all over the place over here. But I did get the big lights. Now I got those big old box lights or whatever.
Yeah,
2 years ago that was a big deal 2 years ago. But it looks like everything got small. So even though I've been in it for 2 years, I feel like I'm Father Time. With these big lights over here. It fills up my office.
All right, so hold on. We got 1 minute left. So let me ask you this, Randall. What's the one thing about joining on Amazon selling that you really love?
Well, the thing I just get to talk about food is an endless conversation. I could just talk for 24 hours about food. So the deal is, it's very comfortable. I don't have to worry about running out of things to talk about, because there's a top 20 cookie. I'm sorry, there's a top 100 cookies, top 100 snacks, top 100 beverages, and it just goes on and on and on and on. You know, so the main thing with me is I need a fancy backdrop. Something look better than the back wall of my room. Because the green screen wasn't working. Okay.
Okay. So here's the easiest thing, Randall. Easiest thing. I'm just gonna do this real quick. See this behind me? Watch this.
You muted yourself, Charles. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I muted myself.
Yes.
Yeah, because all you need is lights, my friend. These are easy. That you're on Amazon anyways. These are strip lights that are commanded by Alexa, so I can change the color anytime I want. So I'm just gonna mute myself again. Real simple. So you did control it.
Something I found on the web.
Alexa, stop. It's real easy to change your background. So you don't have to get the one with her. There's ones with remotes, so you can get fancy remotes that, you could just click the button and change the colors. And I'm going to bring Christian up because Christian's got a whole bunch of them. So before we let you go, Randall, Christian, grab one of them that you have. Trust me, Christian has got a slew of them. And these are easy. And these are.
Is that like Gobi lights? Is that Gobi lights?
Well, so I use Genie ones, actually. These are what I'm using. I'm using Genie. Okay. So basically, these are they're controlled by my smartphone. They also are on a timer, so that way, for example, I have them to come on every time we do the show, and so they come on to kind of give me that quick reminder of, hey, you've got the show in 30 minutes or something.
Right.
But yeah, they can be controlled by a smartphone. You can change the colors, all that sort of stuff. They also, you can cut them and just measure them however you want. So,
and then it's easy to change your background. That's the easiest way if you want to start off, because you can change your background to any color. And then these ones, see, there's a remote control for all the lights, whatever color you want, static. So if you want to try something different, strip lights.
Hey, one quick question. If I'm playing a video and I got this, if you put the photo to the left right on the left side, and you reduce the size of your photo, is there any way to play the whole video, and then move the photo around of me in the background? Or is it just on the left side? Is it just on the left side in the middle at 9 o'clock? That's the only place where you can be?
If you put the video in as when you go to share and upload the video as a file, not so you can control the position.
Okay.
Then you can change where you are in the video, because you can change the look like that.
Okay.
So you can change it from one side to the other side. You can switch. So that's one way of doing it right there.
But you understand what I'm saying? What I'm talking about is having the whole photo of your office, the whole office, and then moving the photo on the inside. Because I see a lot of Amazon lives like that where the photo's inside. That's what I'm talking about.
So they're using, have the capability? Yeah, so they're using third-party tools.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a slew of them, basically. So what they're doing is they're using like a third-party tool. Like, you see how we have this timer in the top corner here?
Right.
So that, for example, right now is as an animated GIF. But what I did about a month ago, I was using I think it was Manicam, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I was using Manicam to bring in that as an additional camera. You can do the same thing. You can bring in different camera sources and things like that. And then that becomes your camera that you bring into your StreamYard studio. And then you basically use our software to do the broadcasting. Does that make sense?
So it's very it's very interesting. And I try to get the StreamYard duck in all the time, trying to get puddles in there every chance I get.
So Randall, do me a favor. Can you email me marketing@streamyard.com and just send me, I have a link to your stream, but send me a link to it again.
Okay.
I'm going to probably want to reach out and chat more about some stuff.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
All right, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
By the way, this is Randall's stream. Yeah.
Randall was killing me, making me laugh about the green screen. I thought I was going to have to use my button. Randall was like, the green screen is and I hate the green screen. The green screen was I was like ready on that trigger.
So this is Randall's stream, by the way. He's just streaming on Amazon. Chances are, I think what he's doing is he's doing a lot of pre-recorded shoppable videos. I think that's what he's doing on Amazon. But they do have a live streaming component actually. So to kind of answer a question real quick, Scott had a question: can anybody stream via Amazon? Yes and no. So like you have to get approved.
Yes.
And so you have to have you have to be approved by Amazon first, and then once you're approved, then you can start to stream on their platform. What I'm going to do, Scott, is we have a blog post actually on the StreamYard blog, and it's all about how to actually get started on Amazon. And I'm going to drop that link for you. And then the other thing I would suggest is to go and sign up for the upcoming live stream, the industry showcase that we're doing on, I think it's Thursday. So go check that out, because you can get some tips from people. But here's how to get started with Amazon Live. You can stream it through StreamYard. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. John, are you ready, my friend? Make some noise, John.
What's up, guys?
All right. So, John, before you start, let me just guess there. You are a Lakers fan and a Bears fan.
No, I was a Rams fan, Warriors,
I'm just
vintage Jim Kelly jersey back there.
I know. I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm like, if he's got more swag on than anything else, man.
It's Saturday. It should be college football, but my team's not in it, so I'm done. So Penn State is finished, so I moved on. Not an Oklahoma fan, not a Georgia Bulldog fan, not a Notre Dame fan. So
I can see the tears in your eye, my friend.
Yeah, there's tears. There's tears. What I wanted to talk about is moving the audio part to podcast services, and I was wanting to get an idea of what audio software do you guys recommend using to do. Right now I'm using one that I paid for. It's but unfortunately I have to move the video portion as well and then cut the audio out of the video. So I removed the audio, I removed the video out of the video and just take the audio part of it and then clean it up using this software. But it's software that's made for video editing, not so much audio editing.
Okay, so here's one question for you, and I'm going to see if you know this.
Sure.
Do you know you could take audio? I can't even speak now. Do you know you could take audio only out of StreamYard?
But I still want to clean it up, because as good as your service is, there's some
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so here's one thing that people didn't know, that you could take when you go finish your show and you go back to download. It gives you the option to take audio only, but it also gives you the option to take the speaker's audio only as well.
Right. That's the pro level, though, isn't it?
You could take just my voice and just your voice to clean it up, to match it, to do different things with. So I just want to make sure people know that as well, that there's two ways of taking the audio out only. Okay. What I use, because I do podcasting as well, I use Audacity. Audacity is free. It's a free service. And with 3 clicks of a button, you can clean up your sound and make it sound more professional. Excuse me.
Nice. Yeah, I have Audacity. I've never really used it. I've used it to create, sound effects and stuff like that, but I've never really thought about moving my audio into that and then cleaning it up and getting some of the noise out and people talking over each other, which happens all the time on my show. So
yeah. So if you go to Audacity and effects, I use Audacity all the time. And there's one thing in there that's called noise cancellation.
Yeah.
So you can highlight and do noise cancellation. You can do separation. That's in Audacity as well. And then you can do smushing. I call it smushing. I don't know if that's the right word. Where if my voice is louder than your voice and your voice is too quiet, it smushes it together to make it one equal sounding. I call that smushing. I know that's not the right name, but
it sounds good. It sounds good. It sounds right.
So I personally use Audacity.
Yeah, the software that I had, I forget what it's called. It's Windshare or Woodshare. I don't know. It's a video editing software, and I was using that one because it cleans it up good. But the other problem I'm having is There's, both of my two of my shows that I do are 2 hours and one's an hour. The 2 hour ones, that video, that files is super large. And I was wondering,
you can't upload that.
You can't. Yeah. I was
Right.
wondering, is Audacity, does it crunch it in any way?
Yes,
it does.
It does. It crunches it, and you can go into different levels of how you want to download it back out. And the beauty thing about Audacity, you can zoom in so tight to pick out things and cut, and it automatically pushes it together.
Okay.
So with Audacity, you can do 3 or 4 different levels. You can add the music, you can add it's real simple, and then it keeps it all in a file folder for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was my only question. I haven't had any other issues with you guys.
So I would say this, so I use Audacity, but basically the way I use it is for starters, I do the video aspect through StreamYard. I then actually record directly into my mixer.
Okay, I was thinking about doing that as well. Yeah,
and so I do that also because then I at least have a backup copy as well. And then that also, I have processing and effects that it applies, so it does remove some of that stuff as well. So it minimizes the amount of effort you have to put in post. So I do that, and then once that's finished, I go into Audacity. I just combine. Sometimes the mix is great, and I don't have to do anything. But sometimes I just go in and just remove little pieces here and there. And then the other thing I'll also do is I run it through Auphonic. And Auphonic will actually do the normalization of the audio. So it'll bring up the levels up.
That's the issue that I'm having, because I have some mics that are just really high. And I noticed I have one person that just uses the webcam microphone on the laptop. And I noticed that I want to eliminate that echo effect that he gets from his.
So hold on. His quick question, and I don't want to get into it, but is he a regular on your show?
Yeah.
You got to tell him, hey, buddy, we've gone to the next level.
Buy some shit, man. Oh, sorry.
Get a mic. You got to tell them. Listen, if you're going to be on a regular, I'd love to have you. Everything's good. Yeah. But you not doing this makes my job harder at the end.
Yeah.
Because now I'm spending an extra 45 minutes to process the sound.
Yeah.
So if we're going to be on this together, there's beautiful cheap mics out there that are really good to use. It's Christian. I'm always relying on Christian. The name.
Oh man, I'm the mic king. If you haven't noticed behind me,
I know. I remember from the last show.
I have like 30 friggin' mics all over.
It's a pod mic that you can use with USB and what's that one called again?
It's the Samsung Q2U.
There you go. There you go.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, I gave him. I had a couple. I was gonna give him this. Yeah, and some mics, but then he's the laptop that he's using is barely enough to be online too. So that's the other issue: plugging another USB audio interface into it, then a microphone. Yeah, but no, I mean it's just the sport show, but if I could clean that up. I'm just starting to do the podcast thing. I think it's kind of cool, and I don't, there's no videos, just the audio part, because I got a lot of.
Maybe you guys got tag team together, get a sponsor to help him get equipment or something. But trust me, I did that with a guest of mine, and it made my job 10 times easier, because that echo you're hearing won't be there anymore. The sound quality is better. So that's something you might have to think about, buddy.
Yeah.
And I got one last piece of advice, by the way. And that would be this. So
get rid of the Jim Kelly jersey.
No, I can't even barely see that. So so what I was gonna say was, that Charles said, so think about how much time you put in, if this person is a regular on your show, okay? If they're a regular, let's say they're a co-host with you, okay? And let's say you spend an hour even, or 2 hours having to always go through the podcast and always make the edits or things like that, right?
Yeah.
And somebody else mentioned it here in the Misty, and there's a bunch of people. Charles, pull up the comments. There's people that said this. They said send them a mic. And here's what I would say. So, for example, the Samsung Q2U, it's between $50 and $70. I guarantee you're spending more than $50 to $70 in your terms of your time making those edits.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'd say first approach would be ask them hey, you know what? Here's the mic I recommend, and encourage them to get that. And then if they, can't do that, get them, you can even give them just a pair of, like, for example, you could start with something like this, just basic headphones.
Yeah.
That's $10, or give them an actual mic and say, hey, I want you to really help me, but I need you to actually, like, level up your game a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a big investment.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, for me, it's just with the sports show, I think it's done better with the podcast than it does video portion of it on Facebook, because I think people want to just listen to sports. I don't think they want to see. I'm serious, because the podcast actually does way better than the YouTube channel, because it just seems like people, maybe it's just they're on the road, they want to listen to audio.
You got a perfect mix.
Yeah.
The time they're on, they like what you're hearing, they think it's fun. People are also saying here, listen, you're funny, you're having a great time, so keep it going. But to make your life easier, like this person said, mail him a mic.
Yeah, I got plenty of mics to mail him. It's just the hardware portion on the laptop that but he's the godfather of sports, so I have to have him on. So
then you got to say, listen here. Last thing, I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna say this real quick.
Yeah.
Then you guys think about the business, and I'm gonna say what Christian said. If he's the godfather of sports, maybe you got to say, something. He's key to my stream.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe I have to get him what he needs to push my stream to the next level.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, John.
Thanks, guys. Hey, have a good Saturday.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, John. Awesome.
Yeah, and you're right, Christian. This is something you have to think about. Listen, I want to take my channel to the next level. And people are listening to me on the podcast, but I'm doing an hour of work and time. It'll be easier just to spend that money to give them a mic. Then maybe that's what you got to do. So.
Absolutely. And so let me do this. I know we've got a lot of questions, by the way, that have been coming in. So let me just see something. So there's a lot of questions that have been coming in the comments. By the way, Jewel, you've been here, like, helping us along. I don't know if Jewel, if you want to come backstage with us, when we get to the Q&A part, like, maybe you can pop on and we can help us run through some of these questions. If you want to do that, just let us know.
Can we give Jewel a big round of applause here?
Yeah, she's been doing a really good job helping us.
Thanks for helping us out. All right, let's rock and roll. Pops, are you ready? Give us a thumbs up. He's rocking and rolling. Here we go.
Rock and roll is what I do, baby.
All right.
So okay, what's your channel? Let me pull that up first. I think you gave it to me, right?
Yeah.
I think it's in the thing. Okay, now, right off the bat, I'm going to pull Pops up full screen. Okay, let me see this now. On his wall, I see art. I see comic books. I see gremlins. I see cake. I see. So, Pops, what's your stream about?
I created a Facebook group a little over 2 years ago called the Comic Related Madness for, so we can come out and go, hey, look what I got today.
Okay.
And then COVID shut everybody down.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends that set up tables at Comic Cons had no income last summer. They had nowhere to set up. They had no way to do anything really. I asked a friend of mine, what are you going to do? He has a huge following in comics. So he was like, well, I'm just going to send everything back home and I'm just going to do an online sale next weekend. I was like, that's a great idea. But what about the other 80 people I know? So I created in April of 2020, CromCon, which is a virtual online Comic-Con for creators to come out and show us their crowdfunding projects, their art. Vendors can come out and show us what they got for sale, whatever. I give everybody 30 minutes. I go all weekend long, the last weekend of the month. I, do a sign-up sheet at the beginning of the month. Everybody hooks up, I do all the scheduling. I do everything. Look, I've been killing myself over this, man. I've been putting my life every day, all day into what I've been building on zero budget. I don't have an income. Okay. So what I do everything I do is basically on the charity and the generosity of the people that I promote. I don't charge anybody to come out and promote their stuff. But if you pull up the page, you'll see that this grew and it's grown into like 7 or 8 different shows that I do now. It's not just the end of the month weekend show anymore. I do a weekly show. I do launch parties for people who are just launching a crowdfunding campaign. I'll go out there and talk to them an hour before and an hour after the launch, try to get people to back it. I will do countdowns. I'll come out for the last hour of somebody's campaign. And this doesn't matter where they live or what time it is. Okay.
So what do you...
I've come out at 7 a.m. promoting somebody's campaign because they live in Australia or the UK or whatever. And I'm trying to prime time their fans.
Okay. So let's look at your channel.
I go all out, man.
All right. Let's look at your channel there, Pops.
If you look at all the playlists, you'll see all the different shows that this has morphed into, though. It's crazy. Now we have a live draw stream that we're starting on Sunday with another artist called Rich Parada. He's going to come out and host a live draw stream every Sunday. We have the Monday Madness, which is my weekly show where I come out again highlighting people's projects. Madness Special Edition is for those people who can't do Monday afternoon. I'll come out whenever it's convenient for them. CromCon obviously is just what it says. It's a whole weekend, man. It's 2 segments. I start at noon. I do a segment till 6, and then I start another segment at 6 p.m. and go the rest of the night. And it's just one creator after another, or panels of artists, comic creators will come out and we'll set up topics. We've had people who have music in their crowdfunding campaigns. We'll bring all these guys out and talk about their music and their campaigns for a couple hours. Just
all right. So hold on. Let me cut through here for a second, Pops. So here's a couple of questions for you. I see that the channel's working. You got 537 subscribers. Couple of things here. I see that you're doing it from the good of your heart. You love doing it. Have you ever thought of buy me a coffee or any of that stuff so people can support you, so you can support others?
I just opened a merch store.
There you go.
Just like a week ago. Okay, I just started thinking about this as it's growing. It's like I got to grow.
Right, exactly. Okay, so here's the thing with business, everybody. You can do it for everybody. You can help out, but remember, you got bills to pay to stream. You need to upgrade your mic. You might need to upgrade your lighting or go to the next level and get a green screen or get this. You need some type of revenue that you can help out to come in if you're going to go to the next level. So, buy me a coffee is one. Merch is another great one. You can sell that. Let me pull this up. That little guy right there.
Yeah, that's Crom. He's our mascot. He's an internet troll.
So there's different ways of doing it. You might want to buy a couple of t-shirts to support the channel. See, there's all different ways of there.
His life, man. He laughs at you 4 wins, right?
So this is great. So if you're into the comics, you're into that sort of stuff, make sure you check out his channel. And there's another way of bringing different ideas and payments into your channel. Because he's got a great background. People they go on, you can see all the paintings and everything there.
That's not a green screen. That's my actual life, man. It's filing cabinets full of comics, boxes of comics. This corner, I like your second camera thing. I might put a second camera so everybody can see the art that's in this corner.
There that'll be there you go. And then don't forget, as Jay Vlog said earlier, you can now do it with your cell phone. So you can actually walk around and say, hey guys, okay, look at my vintage whatever, and you can bring them over to the back of your room. You can do a walkthrough through your house one day and show everybody all the great things you have in there. So yeah, don't forget that you can change things in there. But there you go. All right, Pops, thanks for joining us.
I did want to say, when you look at the playlist, if you go lower and you can see all the different playlists, that has all the different kinds of shows that we do.
Okay.
It's if something that we can promote for you. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be comics, just related. But you'll see we do like unboxings where whatever Christmas Day, I'm going to take everything that I received this month and I'm going to open it all on Christmas Day like a little kid.
There you go.
You know, I mean, I'm going to do a live show. And that was the other thing. Everything I do is live. There is no recorded anything. It's all live. So,
all right.
know, there's no going back and editing it, bro. It's the way it is.
All right, Pops. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me out.
Thanks.
You guys rock.
So here's his channel, by the way. I'll just show you all this again. This is so I would say this, it's Comic Talk with Pops Van Zant. I'd say this. He's got about 500 subscribers on the channel. So here, let me pull this up. So he's got about 500 subscribers on the channel. Again, looking at the streams just overall, like he's got a really cool, like, you know, a really cool opener, for example, with his streams. Like this is all very good. I would definitely echo like some of the same sentiment Charles was talking about, which is as you're doing your streams, like try to incorporate something where, like, for example, merch, merch is an option, but just keep in mind, merch also then is a cost at the same time, because you're not just going to snap your fingers and you got t-shirts and hats and all the other stuff. Right. So maybe if you are just starting out and you're like, hey, I want to try to, you know, monetize some of this, maybe start out with like something like a donation page, for example, where somebody could maybe donate through like a Patreon, or they could donate through a Buy Me a Coffee or even PayPal or things like that. Like you could have some of those options to be able to encourage people to, you know, help support the project you're looking to build. The other thing though is like, you know, you've got 500 something subscribers. Make sure you're also like don't do it incessantly like throughout the show, but you know, make sure you're also encouraging people to subscribe. Like, for example, you know, if you haven't subscribed to the StreamYard YouTube channel and you like this show, do us a favor, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and be sure you subscribe, because we do this show every like twice a month.
There you go.
So yeah, so I'd definitely say definitely like just kind of keep those things in mind, because you know, you got to crawl before you can start running.
Right. All right, guys, let's move on. We got some more guests in the green room. If you're in the green room, throw all your cameras on so we can see you. There we go. Darren, you ready? Let's go.
Okay.
What's going on, buddy?
So I was gonna say, I was like, I see I was like, there's a picture in the middle. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is I mean, this is my passion as I sort of figure it out. I've had a channel for a while, and you know what I do with that channel is what it's called Dimebag Darren Canadian Coins, and the banner says Canadian Coins, Music, and More. And I don't let down on the music and more at all. I found out that what this really is for me is I used to be a CB radio and ham radio nut, and then I moved and moved and moved. I can't put up a tower, and I don't have a big antenna, and I haven't got thousands of dollars worth of ham equipment. But guess what this thing does? I'm an amateur broadcaster, is what I am. And I have the equipment and the background of broadcasting, and I just want to keep doing it. And StreamYards and YouTube give me the opportunity to be that broadcaster again. And so I have panels where we come on and just chat, coin people that you know, otherwise would be chatting coins, chat every other kind of thing. I put up little videos, like I put up a quick video the other day before the StreamYards deal ended, and put it out to my community to say, hey, StreamYards, $10, get your butt out there before it's all said and done.
Yeah.
And you know how much I like the technology. I've just bought the Personas Revelator IO24, their newest interface, and the software, I want to kill these guys. They have to fix it. I mean, it's supposed to do wonderful things, and for a moment it actually did, but then something happened. So I'm using it right now. It's kind of in limp mode, and it sounds okay, but I haven't got the benefit, all the cool stuff. You know,
Quick question for you, Darren. What processor or mixer are you using for your sound?
None. I'm going straight into the Personas Revelator, using Windows drivers for to get it connected, and I've just got it selected in StreamYards. It's just the simplest thing. I still have access on the front of it to my mic input levels and stuff, so I can deal with that. And I have the output level for the headphones and for the speakers. So that's still, it's all very available to me on the front of it. So thank God they engineered it this way. Otherwise, I'd be back on my old interface, which is a Yamaha Steinberg UR44. So nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to try the latest technology. And there's a lot of things about this that was really interesting to me. There you go. Hang on.
Okay, because Christian, can you hear it? There's like a clipping sound.
Yeah, actually, so what I think is actually happening, Darren, I think you've got a noise gate kind of coming on and off.
Yes. That's
What
why I was
sounds
asking
like.
you. That's why I was asking you what you mixing through, because when you're talking, I think you're clipping and there's a noise gate. So every part that you do, there's a high pitch at the end.
I might have a noise gate applied in OBS.
Ah, there you
That
go.
might be what
Okay.
it is, yeah. You got
Right.
something because you can hear it when you talk, and then there's a bit of a background noise. It comes on basically when you're talking, and then when
Yeah.
you stop talking, it goes away. And I think that's the attack mode of it, basically how much it attacks the sound. So that would be just one small suggestion. By the way, I was going to say, I know we've had you on the stream before, and I was like, your setup is different, actually. I was actually going to guess if you were doing music because you've got the guitars in the background.
Actually, it kind of always been there. I guess maybe didn't notice before. I framed it a little differently. I framed it with the duck at the top so we could get the merch in there. I made sure that there it is.
Hold on, there it is. It's clipping again, right there.
Right there. So
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure. I think it may be. I just checked. I don't seem to be running any filters in OBS right now. So I'm thinking it could be a setting in Revelator that I can't maybe access right this particular moment. I'll get a little closer to the mic and maybe I'll overwhelm the gate that seems to be set then. But yeah, I'm working with them in the background and hopefully, I mean, they want me to do certain things. I only have a certain amount of time, unfortunately. So we'll get it worked out, or I'll return it to the store and I'll tell the world how that went. I mean, that's how it goes.
All right, so let's do one thing real quick. I want everybody to see you using your cell phone again, because there's what we talked about, a different way of bringing in another camera. Okay, so there it is. He uses his cell phone. So someone says, hey, let's look at your stream or let's look at something. There it is. You can use your camera as a secondary window. And look at that. Now we get into his world. He can move around with it, show us whatever he wants. And that's a way of teaching your streamers. And
snowing outside.
Is that snow? Where is that?
Snow,
I see snow on the ground. There you go.
That's Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada.
There you go. Okay.
Those are my. Well, okay, I broke one. I made my homemade lights. I made my own little box and then duct tape and plastic garbage bag over the front to make a light of my own. Okay. And then it fell off of one of these other ones. So I have 3 of these pointing backwards at the wall behind me. 2 of them pointing down at me on the desk. The stuff, the donuts. I share my donuts with you.
Is that Tim Hortons? You're Canadian.
Yes, they are Tim Hortons. They are. I can get you the label. It's not far. It's a Tim Hortons donut. I promise. Anyway.
If you're Canadian, it had to be Tim Hortons donuts. Okay, that's the way it works around here.
Well, there aren't too many other stores around to grab donuts at, honestly. So yeah, you're going to be. I can't think of another donut shop nearby that I would even stop at. Like there isn't another one.
There you go.
So,
quick question for you. And what arm are you using? You see how the arm, what arm are you using for your...
Thank you for asking me that. Everything I do is on the cheap. Now, again, I spend money on interfaces because I'm an idiot like that. But, you know, I got the $10 deal from StreamYards now. I thank StreamYards for providing that. But before I was on the free. I was using Voice Meter, but the free. I use Reaper because it's free. You know, all the things like Droid Cam, because you can get it for your cell phone. It's free. Now, a lot of these people I've actually made contributions to or ended up buying their software, but you can get started for free. So get started. And if you have a laptop, I wanted to address that. Get a plug-in microphone that plugs into the side of your laptop. The cheapest thing that you can possibly think of. Just get the one on a cord and then clip it to yourself somewhere. I should be looking at my camera. Clip it to yourself. That's all you need to make your sound about 80% of what you would dream it could be. You would then put it aside and start working on other things. If you're going to get a mic and you don't have an interface like your audio interface, don't buy an audio interface. Just get a USB microphone. There are tons of them out there that are good. The Amazon deals that have the microphone and the arm, they are okay. They're not awesome, but they're okay. You can get started, get an arm and a mic cheap. Can I plug a channel? I want your okay first before I say this.
Just put it in the comments and let me know.
Okay. Yeah, put it in the comments in the private chat and we'll pop it up there.
There are channels that will help you pick microphones that will do comparison so you can hear the mic. Just hear the mic. And if you think it sounds good enough, it's good enough.
Here's one thing before we let you go there, and Christian always says it. There is local businesses around. You know, for me, it was Lonnie McQuaid. You can actually go into Lonnie McQuaid.
All my stuff is Lonnie McQuaid. All my stuff.
The mics are all set up there, and then there's a button you press, and you can test it and hear what you sound like, and then go to the next mic. Do I like this mic? Is it too heavy? How does it feel? How does it look?
They'll definitely help you demo mics if you want. The thing is, you're not going to find a $30, $40 USB microphone there. So this is where I'm saying you can get started. Now, back to the arm. This arm was an arm that had a big magnifying light on it, a ring light with a magnifier in the middle that people used for hobbies and whatnot. And that light broke. I took the thing apart, and all I had to do was put a bolt in here, the right size to thread into the mic stand, and that's it. That's all it took to retrofit this stand that was actually made for something completely different, which is the exact same stand. They just reuse it, purpose it for other things that are similar. But this is the same stand. The light's broken, I threw it away. One bolt and nut at the hardware store, that's her. That's it. You don't throw it out. It's a mic stand, and it's exactly the same as everybody else's, except right there's a big obvious bolt, which is cool.
All right, Darren. Thanks so much for joining us, pal. All right.
Thanks,
so there it is. So like he was saying, you know, check out the microphone. Christian always says it on every show. Test it out. You know what I mean? And here's what I always say. Make sure you read up on it first, because some mics compared to what you're using are not compatible. And what I mean by that is, you know, read what you have, what processor you have, how much power it takes. What do you need a lift gate? Do you need to buy a cloud lifter? All these things you should know before getting it, before you spend too much extra money on it. Okay.
Yeah, because again, when you buy certain mics, like some of them, for example, there's a couple of phases here. The first thing is, like Darren mentioned, start with something like this. This is just the pair of headphones that comes with your iPhone, or it came with your iPhone. Or your smartphone. Start with something like this. It's $10. You know, start with a pair of these. That's going to be the first way to at least improve off of. If you're just using, like if you're trying to use your laptop or your webcam microphone, those are going to pick up all the noise that's around you. So start with just a pair of plug-in headphones, and then you can move into, like, you can move up to more fancier things. But again, with mics, you also want to make sure you test out those mics. You mentioned there's a place in Canada. You know, if you're in the United States, there's like Guitar Center and Sam Ash. They have, again, equipment that it's a music store. So you can go and you can record with the mics, for example, that they have there. You can talk to their people as well and tell them, hey, you know what? I'm going to use this for live streaming. If you tell and be honest with them, for example, you know, if you're going to use it for live streaming, they're going to recommend one mic. Yeah. If you're going to use it for, say, you're going to play music on a live stream, they're going to probably recommend another mic. And at that point, when you move to some of those other things, they do have potentially other requirements. Some of them you have to have a mixer. Some of them you have to have like this in the middle, this little red thing that's here. This is we call it, it helps boost the gain, and I have to use it with my mic. So I don't just get to buy the mic and use it. I have to also have the right equipment, because if you take it off, it'll sound super low. So you have
that's where the research comes in. Everybody, do your research. All right, we got two more guests, and then after that, we're going into rapid fire for questions. So, Mr. Ellis, you're coming up next, and then I think you have a lovely lady there. If you turn on your camera, we can bring you on. I think she's gone in the back. Oh, there she is.
All right, you want to bring in first? Your choice.
All right, let's go. We might do a tag team on this one afterwards. Hold on, let's bring them on. Here we go.
How we doing, Janine?
Hi.
How you doing?
I can't hear you. I don't know if it's my headphones. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to take my headphones out. All right. Can you hear me now?
Hold on. Actually, go into cam mic settings on the bottom of StreamYard. Set the speaker and the mic. Make sure they're both set. If you're plugging in headphones, make sure they're set to your to the same thing, basically. Like you may have one set to the computer and one set to something else. So
check two, mic check 1, 2. So that's a little hint right there. There you go. You can test that out.
Can you hear me? I'm not quite sure because it says on here internal speakers built in. So I don't want to waste any more time. Can you hear me?
Okay. But,
Yeah.
but
Hear me okay?
we can hear. Yeah. So go ahead, ask your question, and then I'll just mute you back and forth.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me on. This is super exciting with the old StreamYard.
Thanks for joining us.
So I just literally wanted to get some feedback on my channel and my lives, because I jumped onto YouTube. I've been on YouTube for many years, but I jumped onto the live streaming train on YouTube about a month or so ago. I'm actually doing 100 consecutive days of lives. Yes. So just learning and being part of the StreamYard community and other communities as well, just to learn the more technical side. So that I can get better at live streaming. So that's it for me, really.
All right. So two things. My first question is, number one, are you using Wi-Fi or you're hardwired in?
Wi-Fi.
Okay. So that's number one. Can you find a way to hardwire in?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I'm going to pull you back up full screen, because this is what we see.
Okay.
We see your face, but then you see how you're pixelated and we can't see your face clearly.
You can't.
No, because that's Wi-Fi.
That's not normally the case. What's going on today? This is shabby, isn't it? That's not at all. Normally my picture quality is stunning and fabulous, but yeah, I can see it on my second device. I'm looking all kinds of awful. We'll have to get that fixed. And I think it's actually I've done, a good deed for Christmas. My neighbor, I actually gave him access to my Wi-Fi. I might have to change that.
Maybe they're streaming right now. Maybe they're gaming. I'm not sure, but I would 100% recommend plug into Ethernet when you can.
Hardwire it. Okay, that's basically what it is. I'm gonna have to actually speak to him, because I did say if it's going to impact. And I'm just like, the opportunity that I get today to get on with StreamYard and Jennings.
And I can tell you, you went, you did the makeup is on lick, everything is good. I see that you changed it. Trust me.
I'm actually due to go and do my daily live stream today. I'm actually supposed to be on in 15 minutes, but I thought, no, I've got to take the opportunity with StreamYard. So I'm going to have to fix that, though, because I can't have my live stream pixelated, so I'll have to sort that out. But
all right.
Okay.
And then here's the other quick question: what microphone are you using?
I'm not now currently, but while I'm talking to you, but I normally use a Rode Smart Lav is what I normally use. I've got a Rode in the back there, and also I've got a what they call it, that horrible blue Yeti thing. I find it very attractive. I don't like the Yeti. I'm just like Yeti in my face. No, thank you. So I tend to go with this because it's nice and easy. Clip it onto my clothing, can hide it. Sounds really good. I promise you, that stuff doesn't look trash. It doesn't look right now.
By the way, you've got so many fans. I got to say right now, I'm reading through the comments. You got Let's Go So with Joanne Banco. She loves your energy. I got to say, Bling Auntie, this is like, she says she could watch Janine read the phone book with that beautiful spirit. So again, I got to say, I love the energy. In terms of the mic, by the way, I think that you've got a lot of options there. So the Rode Smart Lav, are you using that with a smartphone, or have you tried? No,
I use it when I go live. I only use my laptop webcam. So yeah, I plug it into my laptop, and it works pretty well. It does what it needs to do on the tin. Unless you do something better. I've got my notepad and pen here.
So you've got good thing is you've got multiple mics to pick from. I would say this, and this is the same recommendation we gave to like Darren we were talking about as well, about testing different mics, because you have multiple mics there, and I guarantee you, if you did multiple recordings with a different mic, you will notice your voice sounds different probably on each of them. For some people, they use the Yeti, and it depends on the environment they're in as well. So if you're in an environment with high ceilings or a lot of windows or a lot of like tile or basically walls and things that it can reflect off of, the sound is essentially just bouncing around, and that creates some of that unevenness with the sound. In your case, though, I think I'd go with the Rode products over that one. Since you already have it, those are great products. So I pulled up your channel. So tell me this, what video do you want us to look at first?
You can choose anyone.
Your neighbor.
Okay,
cool.
And then there you go. Your neighbor stopped gaming because now you're clear.
Oh wow, this looks. Oh my gosh, hold on. So what camera are you? Hold on. So what camera are you using?
Yeah. I'm using the Logitech C something or the other.
920.
The 922. Okay,
there you go.
So,
yep.
Here's the great thing. Actually, did she freeze? Oh, there she goes.
Yep.
So here's the thing. So for people that have the C920 and you're like, hey, you know what? The quality doesn't look as good. I also want to know what kind of lighting you're using, because the lighting in that camera, when you pair them correctly, they look really good.
Yeah, that's another thing that I have is a little bit of a struggle is with the lighting. Because I did say in the comments earlier on that I tend to wear black because I've got obviously the white background. So I wear black a lot of the time in my streams. But I'm using one of the newer square lights, but I also back it up with a ring light as well.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to, I don't know if it's too much lighting, and I'm trying to get the settings right on the newer light. So
Don't touch it.
Working with it. Okay.
Don't touch it.
Great.
Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Because right now, what I learned, because I use the C920 as well, that the C920 is only got a small eye view, small sensor. So the more light you put on, the sensor tries to open itself up to get it. So when you're using a webcam, the more light you put on the subject, depending on what you're doing. So, and you can play around with it. Okay. So my lighting is a little different because I'm using blue in the background, so I can change my lighting. So I can go up or down, but it depends. But your lighting right now, and if you are wearing a lot of black, it's a perfect combo right now. So don't do anything with your lighting.
Fantastic. Thank you. Well, lighting for the win. I had to win at something, didn't I? I had to win at something today. Poor blimey.
There you go. There you go. All right, Chris, you want to pull up her site?
I am, yes. And so let me pick a video here. So let's see. So
don't pick the most recent one because that was a demo about Canva. So
okay, so tell me what one do you want me to pull up? Tell me.
Okay, let me just quickly check. So I don't want to waste. I know how busy you guys are, and I really do appreciate that. Maybe you can pick up the Be an Authority. Easy ways to improve your live streams. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, let me actually find that one.
Yeah, it's the third one along 2 days. I streamed 2 days ago doing that one. So
all right. So just for the obvious people, right now I think you should be having tea and crumpets.
No, it's gone past that time.
Okay, do I have the right video? Let me know if I have the right video.
All right, let's pull it up.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna do a little fast forwarding through here. So you're on screen. So okay, so are you on screen most of the time here, or what are we?
No, I do try to use bring some overlays in and some little short videos so that as I'm doing tip 1, tip 2 like that,
cool.
I try to bring that in for about 5 seconds and I talk at the same time just to make it a little bit more interactive. So it's not just me
talking head.
Time. Yeah. Cause not for the amount of time that I'm on, because I try and keep my streams to about 20 minutes. Cool. Yeah, so that's the kind of plan that I'm going with because people's attention spans are short, as we know.
All right. So one thing I noticed that I would change. You see your top logo, it says live.
Yeah.
But it's not live right now.
Replay, yeah. So get rid of that.
So get rid of that because you're going to throw people off thinking, oh, you're live. And they try to comment or try to ask you questions or something. And they're like, oh, she's ignoring me. Nope, it's not live. It's a replay.
Thank you. I was actually thinking about that quite recently. So you've just confirmed that. Thank you.
Yeah. So take that part off.
Okay.
I would love to see a logo, your own brand logo here.
I actually have got my own brand logo. My own brand logo is next to the YouTube. That's that little circle there. And I've also got one for my own name as well.
Okay.
So
I have, go ahead, Charles.
No, go ahead, Christian. I would say just switch that up. Put your brand, because remember, moving forward, when the people are going through YouTube and they see that brand real quick, they know it's you. They're going to stop.
Okay, got you. Awesome.
So then the other thing I would do here as well, and let me see if I'm going to adjust my little magnifying glass here, by the way. So kind of to Charles's point here. So we talked about your logo. So this is to everyone who's building a live stream. You have to also remember when you stream out to all these platforms, they have they put things on the screen. So for example, when you're streaming out live, they put a live in the top corner up here, for example. So you want to make sure you leave that open for the most part, because there is going to be a live that's going to go on a counter. So if you're like, well, hey, I want to put a really nice logo there, it's going to get hidden by the live icon. Because again, they don't want to mislead people that they're live or not live. In the terms of thinking about where your stream is going, in this case, it's going out to YouTube. So as you can see here, you've got you put this YouTube banner here or icon. You have a logo here. and it's being covered up by the play button and the pause and everything like that.
Yeah.
So the only way that actually will be hidden, again, this is if I'm on desktop, the only way that will be hidden is if I play it and then I click out, like it'll eventually go away. Now, however, that does bring me to another thing, which is, and I think everyone else sees this, you've got the banner here, and then you've got this overlay also over top of it.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I was supposed to take it down in the live. I normally will do that. So if I do use that, I will take down the overlay. But at that point, you've caught me out.
No, it's just a little small thing. Like I'd say like move that, and then going back to what Charles said. I mean, so you've got live with. I would take the live out in general, just because you are going to have the live over on the other side.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I actually would try to maybe brighten this part up.
Okay.
Like, because you have, it looks like some pink, I think, in here.
Yeah.
I think that's pink. I'd consider putting some sort of pink or something to really kind of make it pop versus being, I'd say sterile. Or it's not sterile, but it's just.
I get what you mean. Clinical is what we're saying here.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is you only stream on YouTube.
No, I don't. I'm doing my 100 days of lives on YouTube, so consecutively doing 100 days. But I also stream on other platforms. But at the moment, my focus has been YouTube. But yeah, over the years, I've done Facebook. I've got a LinkedIn Live scheduled on Monday because
here's a question I ask everybody. If you're already on YouTube,
yes, then
why put YouTube on the channel?
Yes, that. All right, you caught me out. Okay, that's what I came for. So you can only get that.
So I always tell everybody, if you're on Facebook, don't say
I'm on
Facebook. I'm on Facebook already. If you're on Twitter, don't say Twitter. Put the other. You should have a banner that shows the other platforms.
Yeah.
So also on Facebook, whatever you at. Yeah. So people can go to the other channels if they have it.
Got you. See, this is why I needed to come on today. Thank you.
And I got to say, otherwise, I mean, I like that you like, I'm not going to get into the YouTube aspects, but there's a lot of stuff I like. I like that you've got chapter markers, for example. These are, by the way, ways, if you're doing a live stream, people, you see how you have these little points here in between, like through the video, like, let me see. So you see there's a little small break there. There's another one here. And basically these are entered. She has entered them down here in her live stream description. This is only for YouTube. And as you can see here, this is blue, for example, and that means it's a hyperlink, which means if, for example, if you're doing a 1 hour live stream, you could have an intro, for example, like you have a beginning, a middle, and end. You can set up chapter markers. And the whole goal here is they're there to help your viewers get to the information faster. And they don't just get to it faster by going to your video, clicking the description. Google also indexes your videos. And so, for example, there's this one that says, you know, hey, create high value content, for example, at 8:59. Google, if Google thinks that is a relevant result to show somebody in search, they will show me Janine's video, but guess what they will show me? They will actually say, create high value content or creating high value content. They will take me right to that spot in the video because she has hyperlinked it there and they think it's relevant. Yeah.
And what I love about that is it saves your listeners quick, easy time. So, I love what she says, but I don't want to go through it. Oh, I know that part already. Oh, I know that part already. Oh, here it is. Look what she's talking about. They click on it and automatically sends them over to the part they want to hear. Right. And then like Christian said, if people, they still see that part, that is analytics, that part is getting noticed, that they'll use as well.
So Janine, what you were going to say something, I think, right?
Yes, so you just gave me an idea. So would you suggest regarding the chapters, I know that obviously, you know, it can come up in search on Google, but as you actually read out the title of one of my chapters, I was thinking, would it make sense to make those chapters more like how-tos rather than so that they're more search terms? Would that make greater sense to do that? Because obviously that one, you gave the example, high converting content. Would it be better to make it how to create high converting content? So does that make sense what I'm trying to say, or does it not?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I also have another tip for you. You should also you need to add 3 hashtags to your videos.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Thank you for the reminder. 3 hashtags.
So what I'd say is this. So think from an SEO perspective, your title, your description, all of those things, the title, description, the tags, all that stuff is playing together. So the title is something, the description's providing some additional keywords, and the tags are helping YouTube understand what it's about. And so, for example, I mean, if you put like how to like, I mean, you have to relate it to the topic you're talking about. So like maybe you want to even relate it back to, you're saying, hey, these are easy ways to improve your live streams. Maybe you want to relate it back to that.
Nice.
For example, something like create high value content for your live streams.
Okay. Fantastic.
Because again, those are points, right? Those are one of those 5 ways, right? Or I think there's 5. There's probably more than that, I think. But does that make sense?
It does. Should I go back to my old videos and put the hashtags on, would you say, or just go forward now that I've kind of not done that forward?
To me, and then Christian, you can answer this. I would sometimes I say go back and put a little, it regenerates 1 or 2. Christian, what's your opinion on that?
I would start by looking at my analytics. So go into your YouTube analytics, look at the videos. Doesn't matter if it's an old video. Look at the ones that are driving. See which ones are still driving traffic.
Yeah.
Okay. So for example, if you've got a video that's driving, like, let's just say it's still your top performing video and it's like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
You could go like, I would say if it's I would say test it, because the benefit there is that if you're in an area, like if you're using a hashtag that is broad enough, like to where it's still like showing up at the top and things like that in the hashtag search results on YouTube, you would then be able to capture some of that traffic a little bit better.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
Do me a favor, by the way, Janine, can you email marketing@streamyard.com? Just say, hey, you're basically, I'll get the email, but just email marketing@streamyard.com. Send me a link to your chat and your video and things like that. And just, and we'll chat more. Okay.
Okay. Which video do you want me to send you? Or
just send me a link to the channel.
Yeah. Just an email saying, hi.
Yep.
It's me, the one who has, anyway.
Exactly.
Good God, good. And I've been saying on my live, StreamYard, you'll see me. Anyway, I will do that. Thank you. This is really
fantastic.
All right.
And by the way, those hashtags can go anywhere in. So there's a couple questions here. People are saying, hey, where do you add hashtags? You can put them in, they go anywhere in the video. If it's in the title or even in the description, YouTube searches for the first 3 that they pick up. So if you put one in the title, and I would not advise the title, but you put in the title, it will be one of the first hashtags that gets picked up. So just keep that in mind. But I typically, personally, I put them at the bottom of the description, but you can put them anywhere throughout. They pick up just the first 3. Yeah. And then the reason I don't advise necessarily putting in the title is because the title is where, just like search results, you only get so many characters to work with. You already know this. You only get so many characters to work with. So if you put in a hashtag in the title, you're taking it up with you're taking up valuable real estate that you could use for the actual title to be searched.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Awesome.
This has been great, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do me a favor. Please join us in 2 weeks. We're going to be back in 2 weeks as well. Please join us because we want to have you to come back.
Let us know how it went.
I'll be back in 2 weeks. All fixed it up, StreamYard. No, I will do.
There you go.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Awesome.
I got my guy. Let's keep rocking and rolling here. Mr. Ellis, are you ready, my friend? You've been patient. Thank you so much for joining us. He's been writing notes, laughing away in the background. Here we go.
What up, guys?
How are we doing, Kamari? I want to say, first off, thank you very much for being patient with us. I've realized, you've been waiting for a little while, and I really appreciate that.
Nah, I appreciate the time. I learned a couple things. It's all been good. I just pulled out my old phone, charging it up so I can try to use it. So
okay, cool.
There
I
you
would
go.
love to have another camera. So this is great, guys.
All right. So before we go, I love picking on people's stuff. I see you have the Rode arm, and then you're using the Shure microphone. How do you like that?
I love it. I have another Audio Technica, what is it, 2200, but I like this one a lot better.
Okay, so tell us what you like about this one here. I see the green buttons here on the top. Tell us a little bit more about this mic.
So I think it resonates with my voice a lot better than the Audio Technica. The Audio Technica was good too. That was the one I started out with, but I feel like this one is a lot better.
Okay,
catching up the tones of my voice.
Is it a USB mic?
It's both. It's a USB and XLR mic. And so I just got a Rodecaster Pro that I'm about to set up today. And I'll be checking it out and testing it out later on today.
Okay, there you go. All right. So what's your question, my friend?
So I was hoping you guys, one, could, let me know what you think about the overall live streams that I do.
Yeah, sure.
Mine are basically for financial education and any other critiques with background or anything else you come up with.
So let's do this.
Right,
let's start off. What is your background? What's your background look like? Like, is this the background you're using right now, or?
Yeah, minus the stuff on the desk because I'm just cleaning up today.
Yeah. We got that. Here's a question for you. Do you use headphones?
I try not to, but sometimes I do. Sometimes.
Okay, so here's a real sound check for you for microphones. Once you plug in headphones into yourself, your mic and your voice is going to change again. So that's a hint for everybody. Because you're not hearing yourself, and because the sound is coming out, it changes the dynamics of your microphone.
Okay.
So once you put the headphones in, and then you can test it, and you can sound, hey, wait a minute, like your tone and everything will change.
Okay, I'll test it out.
Yeah, try using some headphones. Like Christian and I both have headphones on right now.
Oh, really?
Yep. Here, I'm going to zoom into Christian first.
Okay.
So I have a very similar setup to you. You've got a Rodecaster. I'm using a Rodecaster.
Okay.
So I've got the Rodecaster. I've got the Shure SM7B, and I know you have the MV7. One thing what I do, at least with headphones, I plug them into the front of that Rodecaster. By the way,
okay,
you're going to hear yourself. The front jack and the back are different. So plug your headphones into the front. One other little thing you also will want to get is you'll want to get an extension cable for the headphones. So that way you can move around a little bit. So basically I have an extension cable. I then have these in-ear monitors, and then I can hide that and still maintain listening to the broadcast, but also separating the mic out. Okay.
Because yours look good. Both of y'all have the in-ear mics.
And then for mine, it's the clear ones. So they're the same style. Okay. They're absolutely clear. Wrap around. They have a tightener at the back. So I just pull the string, and now they're attached. And no one can see that we have headphones on. So when you're looking, you don't have to wear the big ones if it's something that you don't want to do. But again, we can hear like the tone. Like when we had the other guest on the show, that's how we were hearing his tone, and how we could hear that his mic was clipping. Because we can hear our guest in our ears, and that little sound is coming directly to us.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I will definitely try that out.
Okay. So I got your channel pulled up here. Let me see. Let me go and get this pulled up.
Oh, see, I like when our guys do this. Thanks for the Rodecaster tip, Christian. There you go.
Anytime. By the way, if you have any questions, Kamari, about the Rodecaster, let me know. I've been using it since they first announced it.
I'm sure I will,
and it's great. So,
how do you guys get the timer on the screen?
So that is actually an animated GIF that we made available. So Charles, do you happen to have the assets folder link handy?
Okay, let me see if I can pull it up. But I love our listeners, because look, Adam already knows which one I'm using. Yes, Charles has the Me, I believe. And you're absolutely right, my friend. My headphones are the Me. There you go. All right. So you can grab those. Yep.
So
you
Kamari,
can grab those.
I'll show you how to add the timer real quick. Here you go.
Thanks, Adam.
Let's see.
All right. So while he's doing that, I'm actually gonna play around with it. So if anybody knows where the timer is, it's actually in the corner where your logo would go. So I'm gonna change the timer to the duck logo. See? So instead of putting the logo, we just uploaded the GIF timer.
I like that.
So you go to brand on the side. And then once you're in brand, you go to logo. And instead of so as Charles mentioned, you can put up static images. But you can also, we have a 5-minute timer that we have made into an animated GIF, and you can put it right there. Now, one thing to keep in mind, by the way, when it does hit 0, it doesn't loop. So it's going to go, it's going to go start over. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it doesn't finish because it's a GIF. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. So that's why you have to keep an eye on it because it will automatically just start all over again.
So I guess you can't change that. You would have to create your own GIF in order to make like a 10-minute one or
exactly. So if you wanted a 2-minute one, a 1-minute one, a 30-second one, you have to put it and you just click it.
Because I think that's great for like segments and stuff.
Yeah. So we can say, okay, ready? We're gonna do 5 minutes in 3, 2, 1. 5-minute clock starts now.
Right. Nice.
And then the other thing you can also do, by the way, we did this a few episodes ago. I was using ManyCam. And it's a third-party tool, and so I was able to set up a timer there. But what I did was I brought it in as an actual camera in StreamYard. So it basically became another camera, and then I had a full, like kind of where you are right now, it would become a camera on screen.
Oh, nice.
And you could set that for as long as you want.
Yeah, that one had more control. So Christian can say, I think one time Christian said, something, we took up 30 seconds, so I'm going to add a minute. And he went and changed it on the fly and put a minute up.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah. So that's a couple of options there. But so that's how we do the timer. Okay. So let me pull up your channel. Let's pull up your videos actually. Which one do you want me to take a look at?
Which one did I put in the chat? I think I put which stock is better, Ford versus Tesla.
Okay,
yeah, I can throw the link back in there.
No, I got it right here. Cool.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, Christian, someone wants to know, I showed them my earpiece. Which earpiece are you using?
That's a good question. I have Sennheisers and I have Shure, but these are Sennheisers actually. They're Sennheiser. I think I want to say the model's a 215.
Which one do you like better? The Sennheiser or the Shure?
I actually would say, well, right now I'd say the Sennheiser because these are wired. I have these are the Shure SE215s, and these are actually wireless. And I bought these just to have an extra pair, but I've never used these. And I don't use them because I don't use wireless. Like I have them in the off chance I need them. They're wireless. Both the key thing is they both do a very good job at blocking out noise. So I think you can't go wrong with either one. I think price wise, they're comparable to one another. They're like $70, I think.
And here's a question: what do you need them for? For example, if you're teaching a yoga class, those would be perfect. They're wireless. You hook them in, attach them. You can move around, do your thing. But if you're if you're sitting at a desk, do you really, what I mean? Do you really need wireless if you're here? And like Christian said, just get the extender for your wire so you can move further around. So Christian can actually get up from his computer, walk to his desk, grab stuff, and come back because his wire is longer compared to me.
Hold on, I'll go get the box of these actually, so you can see.
Watch this. There he goes, and he's still wired in.
I'm still connected, guys.
But the difference between me is I need to get an extender because mine is short. It's only right here. So think of what you're going to be using it for, and go through there.
Now, does it make a lot of? I mean, I've used them before. I know it's great for monitoring, especially when you have like multiple people on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I've never thought about it using them when I'm solo by myself.
Yeah, because what it does is it actually cuts out ambient noise from outside.
Okay.
Because your system actually hears and wants to put it back out. So, for example, how are you hearing me right now?
You sound great.
No, how are you hearing me? Through what? What device are you listening to me?
Oh, I'm doing it external through a speaker,
right?
My laptop speaker,
right? But then
the echo cancellation on.
Right, but then it's still because some sound still goes through.
Got you.
Automatically, some sound still goes through. So once you plug in that, it just cuts out that extra sound coming back into the microphone.
Okay.
Right. And don't forget that any noise around you, anything, it's you're basically tuning it all out.
Yeah, I've experienced because sometimes when I go live, I might do an Instagram live at the same time.
Yeah.
And sometimes the audio will bleed over and it creates an echo and it's terrible.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of tips for you here, by the way. We're gonna get to his streams in a second here. So the first thing is you're asking me what headphones. I'm using these. These are the Sennheiser IE40 Pro in-ear monitors. Here's the thing I like about this. By the way, this is another thing why, like, when you go with some of the higher end headphones, here's the other real big thing. So when you're using headphones, what's one of the big issues that can happen? The earpiece can go bad. Okay. So here's the great thing about some of these more expensive ones. So for example, I can actually pull the earpiece off and replace it if I want to.
Yep.
So if you're, for example, let's say the wires go bad, because again, wires go bad, earpieces go bad, regardless of how much, take care of it. So in this case, I could actually take it apart and replace just the earpiece versus having to buy an entire new set. And by the way, the other reason why I use an extension cable with this is so that if I do happen to be moving around, let's say that extension cable breaks or I put strain on it and it eventually has wear and tear on it, I'd rather have to just buy another extension cable than to buy a whole nother pair of headphones. So that's my first tip. My second tip for you, Kamari, by the way, about the fact that you have that Rodecaster Pro, this is what I would do if I were you. So here's my setup. I have the Rodecaster. I have my in-ear monitors going into the front of the Rodecaster. My microphone is going into channel 1. And then on the back of it, there is there's a 3.5 millimeter connection for your smartphone. So when you're doing your IG lives and you want to stream those out at the same time, plug your phone into your Rodecaster. All of your audio from in your case, the Shure MV7 is going to go out through the Rodecaster into your Instagram video that you're also doing.
Gotcha.
And so you're going to be able to have really good quality audio go out to Instagram. It's going to eliminate all that the feedback and the bleed that you were getting.
Sweet.
And then here's the other cool thing. If you want to, if you have another device, for example, you could do, for example, I do Twitter Spaces. So I could stream out to Twitter Spaces. I could, wherever else I want to stream out to, but all of that is running directly through the mixer.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Nice. No, it makes perfect sense. Because one of the things I actually want to do is I want to take in-person calls, because that's where I started in radio, and I'm dying to do, calling. So I'll definitely test all that out.
So yes, definitely. Let's go to the call-in, because I have the Go XLR. Same type of equipment, same type of feel. And I'm like you, been on radio for 25 years. So that feel of, caller, you're next. How can I help?
Yes.
You're missing that part, but you can definitely do that with these two products. Now you can plug it in directly in and get that feedback.
And I think there's a Bluetooth feature as well, I believe, right?
There is. I don't use it. I use the 3.5 millimeter connection for the smartphone. And here's the reason why. I mean, I've done quite a few call-ins before with it, and I use the 3.5 millimeter because I get better audio over Bluetooth.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes total sense.
Let's see. So what other questions do we have? So, how about this, Charles? Let's bring up his channel. Let's take a look at the video. I got the Ford, which stock's better, Ford versus Tesla. And we'll go from there. So here we go.
So while you're doing that, there's a couple of questions I'll answer your questions a little bit. Two of them later. I'll make sure I'll grab these two questions.
Okay. So here we go. Okay. So I assume this, is this a Cash app that you're using, by the way?
Yep.
Okay. So one thing he's got going on, by the way, for those of you who want to collect donations, what Kamari's doing here is he's using the Cash app owned by Square to be able to collect donations during his streams.
There you go. So that's who are we talking to with the comics?
We're talking to Pops.
Pops, there you go. Pops, there's another way of doing it for you right there. Okay, so
Charles, what other feedback you got for him?
There you go. Okay, so I would love if you could take your camera and move it to your shoulder right, because I'm seeing a lot of that table, unless you're going to be showing products. To me, that's just wasted space where you can be putting stuff on that table. Okay, you see to your left, there's a whole space, and then you don't have like a plant at the background or nothing.
Yep, right here. Yep.
Yes, the main focus is you. So if you could take your camera more to your right and then zoom in so you get more full of yourself, that would be me. Unless you're gonna show products. Like, I don't know if the table's there to show products or stuff or change it up or whatever, but like to me, the table is just a big space that you could be using other stuff for.
My only other issue, and maybe I can test out the camera to my right, there's a door, and I can move my camera now.
Okay.
And then I have blackout curtains to keep the light out. So that's why over here, that's why I have it like that. But I can probably play with it.
Yeah, but you know the funny thing is, and just me, I kind of like the view better when you kind of pulled it the other way.
Oh, this way?
Stop there. That, to me, I like it because what you could do there now, you see how the bottom of the two plants, it's unified. Yep. You see how you have the plants on both sides? Mm-hmm. Now you just unified your square space. Visualize. Because now the bookshelf is directly behind you.
Right.
And now you can play with things. So you see how you have the stuff on the table right there?
Yep.
You could just have, like your brand. Put a coffee mug right there. It's your brand. There's something right there that you can showcase now, right there beside you. And there's a space to put your mug while you're drinking. There's a brand shot right there.
And I do have a branded coffee mug.
There you go.
Have it with
me. The two shots where the plant is on the ground, in the foreground there, you could just put something, but then you have that nice wall where you could add bleed color to it.
Okay.
Right. And then the angle, because now if you start doing your own merch shirt, I could read your shirt perfectly.
Right.
So if you're going to
I could put it here is what you're saying.
Yes. Right there. Yep.
Okay. I hate this though.
Well, the thing is, you could change it a little bit and put some color there or put something in front of it. But to me, the angle now is much better because you're going for that radio feel.
Yeah.
And that's,
I have a standing desk too, so I guess once I move and if I stand up, maybe
hold on, let me bring this in. Oh yeah, see, there you go.
So you see what that's doing actually. In a way, that's actually centering. Like, I like that it's sort of improving the angle.
Yep.
Yeah, so I can.
That's fire. A little bit more. Yep, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got a couple tips for you, by the way. So I'll go back to your stream in a minute, but I'm looking at like your current setup, and I see. Well, actually, I'll go back to your video because it's in the video as well. So this is the video. Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry. Two things that bother me. Sorry. Two things that are bothering me with this thing. You need to get that wire out the way.
Yeah. You know what? I'm glad you said that. I just brought some straps.
Okay.
To do that.
That wire hanging down as a radio guy is we both know, is bothering me. Sorry,
no,
Chris.
you're 1,000% accurate.
There you go.
Well, hold on. So because I have this, I think that's the PSA 1, right? Is that the Rode PSA 1?
It is.
Okay, so I have mine running on top. Do what?
I don't know where my cover is.
Okay, well, so I'm running my cable out of the top first of all. So almost if you wanted to, you could flip the mic around a little bit. But I'm running the cable along the top of the bar, and then I took 2 of the straps and secured it where there's enough. Let me see if I can pull it in the shot. Sort of like, so I'm running it like this.
Yep.
And then you can't really see it, I guess. Let me see.
No, I know exactly what you're doing. So it's running along, and you got to tape the tie down, and it's going through the back, so it's less clunky.
Exactly. So I did that, and then the other thing is, you see what I also did.
Tie straps.
I've actually moved my mic off the shot, so it depends on if you want it in the shot or not. So I put mine lower. It really depends. So it's up to you. What kind of look you're going for?
I would have to test out the audio and just see where it would work best.
Yeah. And if he's a radio guy, this is what we do. We love to have this big thing in front of us.
No, you're totally right. I mean,
this is what it is, man. We live for this thing. This is our babies. We got it doesn't feel right when it's not in front of us.
And then you play with it and you fidget with it and you move it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to your stream, and then I had a couple other little points here for you.
All right,
we got lightning round, Charles. So we got a lot of questions.
Yep.
We got a lot of questions that we want to make sure we get through. Okay, so I'm going back to Kamari. I'm going back to your video as well. Okay, so one thing I will say, I was briefly mentioning this, and I said, hey, it's in your current shot. I see you've got the finance rebel here in the background. You got, I think you have like a physical item or something, right?
Yep.
I would move this. I would put this somewhere in your shot where people know, like I see you've got the cash tag up there, and I see you've got that physical at the financial rebel there, or at the Finance Rebel, I would try to bring that into the shot, make sure it's visible to people. Okay.
And
then,
if you want to keep it.
Yep. And
I do. I just don't know. I mean, I can do it now when I'm sitting down because I was actually just looking at that. When I stand up, it gets blocked.
Yeah.
So I would have to see if there's another way to do it.
And Christian's really on point with this. If you go look at your logo.
Oh, yes.
I can't see your logo. You have it white on white wall.
Yeah. I need to do some kind of shadow on it. Drop shadow.
So put it in a different color, drop it in, because I can, until I seen it and I can't read the font. Is that a horse?
Yes.
Okay. So there you go. So you need to make sure that stands out.
Okay.
So go into Canva, free tool, and then make that really pop. That way we can see it.
Yeah, because right now, kind of echoing Charles's comment, like that on the white background, I can't really see it very well. I'd either consider making it so you're using black. It looks like down here. I'd consider see what black looks like.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, everybody. Just because your brand color logo is white doesn't mean you can't change the color to suit what you're looking for. Okay, so even though your brand is like on your t-shirt, it's still white. A brand is a brand. Okay, right. So even if it's telling you, different colors, look at Nike shoes. It's all different colors. It's still Nike, but sometimes the Nike is red or it's white or whatever. The logo is still the same, but they change it for their brand colors.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay, so let's see. What other things you want me to look at? Kamari or Charles, do you have any tips you want to add?
Okay, so questions the night. Okay, so does that ticker stay on 24/7 or do you change it up?
No, I'll change it up. I'll take it out. I'll take the banner off from time to time. I try to, because they all serve as like pattern interrupts to a certain degree. So I try to change it up.
Okay, so here's the two things I always tell everybody. You have that your tag on the bottom, the Financial Rebel Show.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it. Because that's why we're here. Your channel is already that. So you don't have to put the name of your show in the show.
I just changed my channel name. That's why. But okay. I got you.
So what everybody does, if people have short attention spans, okay? So I'd rather you do something like this when you're gonna, let me just pull this one. Okay, we're gonna use this. So don't forget, town hall meeting is, you see when you do that, you're taking people's eye to look at it compared to it just keep strolling on the bottom. So if I say, hey, don't forget the town hall meeting is right there Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you join us. You're making people catch it.
Okay.
So I love when we can use the drop-ins like this compared to just leaving it on screen, because it hides a lot of stuff. Because if you notice, it's hiding your picture right now.
Right.
So it's better to put it on and then so people can see it, analyze it, and take it back off. Because right now, where it's showing, it covers a lot of you. And plus the ticker.
Sometimes I forget. I get so caught up in the stream, I forget.
Right.
Yeah, I'm more cognizant of that.
Yeah. And that's a great thing about using the on and off, because you can set a reminder and take it off and put it back on.
I never thought about that. Okay, that's a great idea.
All right. Now I got a couple more things for you, actually. So another thing also. Okay, so I'm looking here at your channel. I'm not reviewing the channel itself, but I'm looking at the something kind of overall. I got a picture of you. You're saying you're the Finance Rebel, but I see your logo is different. So are you trying to be? Is it trying to be you, or is it trying to be your logo? Like what are we going with there?
No, I sometimes misspell things. So it is the Finance Rebels. So that's totally wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I would say, so remember how we were talking about like colors and things like that? Mm-hmm. I actually was wondering, because as I'm watching through your video, there's a lot of black, for example. But at the same time, I like the red shirt you got on, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, well, hey, have we considered maybe you make this red, or any of your tickers or anything in your stream have more pop to it? Because what that does, I think, is it helps separate what you're sharing here and the ticker that you have pull up, or you pull up the banner.
That's a great suggestion, because everything's bleeding into each other.
Right. And the red will typically pull the eye into it. So yes.
Yes. And don't forget, everybody, in your setup. So when you go into banners and to branding, you can choose the color. So you can change that color within StreamYard. So don't forget, you can change your color.
And let me do that. Let me do this real quick. I'm gonna, we'll say that for the Q&A, Charles. I'll make sure I bring up, we'll show them how to change that.
Okay.
Other thing also, so Kamari, the other piece of advice I give you is, you mentioned it earlier, you mentioned pattern interrupt. And Charles, somebody else earlier was doing this. Who was it? I think it was Janine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she has short little clips that she pulls up throughout.
Yeah,
I would
that
suggest,
was slick. Yeah, I liked it.
You could do that in Canva.
Yep.
So I've been working on, I want to, again, kind of going back to radio, doing it in segments.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to do Canva and do like a video segment and just, switch everything up. Takes a little bit of time, but I'm committed.
Okay, so here's one thing that you the Go XLR and the Rode is going to do for you now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to do radio style sound effects.
Yes.
You can put the sound effects in. So during my show, I have a show, it's called Rapid Fire. Okay. So I'll be interviewing somebody and be like, okay, it's now time.
Now I actually want that sound effect. Where did you get that from?
So there's things you can do with the tool to change up the feel of your show. So when you hear that sound, it's time for rapid fire. Okay, let's go into rapid fire. And then you can change it up. There's a scene changer. You can put the picture across. So, like Christian said, slide the picture across, hit the sound effect. Right? Okay. And then you can change things. So you can change things, and don't forget, you can do voice effects. So you can say, all right, everybody, it's now to talk about
money. Let's talk about money.
I didn't know you could do that. I haven't broken out the box yet. So now I'm like a kid on Christmas.
Okay. So there's different things you can do to have some fun, my friend. Change up your stream, change up the idea. Make every time someone comes in, they're like, oh, okay, this is fun again. Like, it's not, have the money sound, cha-ching, every time someone answers, every time someone answers a question and you go, that's a brilliant question. You hit the cha-ching sound.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that. Yes.
And I've got, go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
One last sound effects you need to get is the stock exchange bell.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's a great idea. That's
okay.
A perfect
stock
idea.
exchange bell. Then the bell rings. You can say, all right,
ding.
There you go.
And so, and I want to piggyback off of those real quick. So you can add those. So your Rodecaster, by the way, does have software that you're going to want to download. You could set up, so it's got like 8 panels, but in the software, you can actually set which one it's using. So that's going to be the first thing I would recommend doing with the panels themselves. By the way, if you don't hear the panels, just keep in mind, there is a separate fader just for the panels. A lot of times people forget to turn those up. That's part of it. And then the software will let you do things like latch and loop and stop and all that sort of stuff. And then if, for example, if you want that bell, the stock exchange bell, go and make sure you find royalty-free versions of, even if it's sound effects, same thing.
Yep.
Make sure you find a royalty-free version of that. The same thing could also go for somebody playing the cash register. So for example, if you don't find something online, you're like, or you don't want to pay for something, or you just don't find it, go to somebody who has something like that and use your phone and record it, and then bring in that sound effect.
Okay.
For example.
Okay.
So something along those lines.
Yeah. Okay. And there's different websites out there that you can pay. It's like minimal. It's like, $3 for the sound effects.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
I've seen
what I do
I don't want to mention any of them, but
yeah. And then what I do is I put a file folder and I keep all the receipts and I keep anything. So if anybody asks, or the YouTube channel goes, did you get that? You just send them the receipt. Yep. Paid for, bought for, everything is good.
Yeah, because I use some sounds from Canva with their partner, and I got in trouble because I didn't download it the right way. So it gets a little tedious at times.
Right. So that's one thing where again, here's the thing. Charles and I are always talking about, we should have said this at the beginning, take notes, people. The homework that I would give you would be, let's first get your Rodecaster set up. You should be able to get that set up this weekend. Baby steps on it, get it set up, start using it, get a couple of sound effects, like figure out what sound effects you need. And then let's source out where to get those. And then, again, like you could also go on Fiverr, like there's sites like that. If you want to have somebody make something, ask them for royalty-free version of the song or the sound effect or whatever it is, and have them do that for you, for example. Okay. So that will get you started. And then my last question for you would be just do me a favor. Can you email me marketing@streamyard.com? Give me a link to your channel as well. And then that way, just tell them, hey, you saw us on live stream reviews.
Okay. Marketing@streamyard.com. Got it.
Yes. Perfect. Awesome.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Thank
you, gentlemen. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Anytime.
All right. Yeah, man, that part was fun. I like that. Because people don't realize that you can change up your stream by adding simple stuff to it. Get simple products that'll take your stream to the next level. So
yeah, so true. I mean, there's so much you can add. Like there's so much you can do to level up the live streams. So by the way, if you have any other questions for us, what we're going to do here in a second, we're going to get into our rapid fire Q&A. If you have any question, if I didn't answer it at the beginning, put it back in there, put a Q at the beginning so that we can quickly go through it.
Yep.
What we'll do, I think, Charles, we'll probably spend, depending on how many questions, we'll probably spend like 10 minutes or so on questions.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to put the timer. I'm going to put the timer on this one as well.
But before we do that, what I want to do real quick is somebody you were asking, you were asking about, what was the feature you were asking me about, Charles? Color change. Banner color. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me show people how to do that real quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a lot of rapid fire Q&A. We'll answer pretty much, I think, any question you ask in terms of streaming. Okay. So here we go. I've got the StreamYard Studio pulled up. Let me show you what this looks like. So for those of you who want just a couple of quick tips. So for starters, if you go under brand, so the first thing is if you manage multiple brands in your StreamYard account, you do have a folder up here at the top. You can simply just click this. You might have one to start with, and you can quickly go in here and click new brand. And so as you can see, you can add. So you click this drop down. So we click there, and then once we do that, we're going to have the ability to select multiple brands. And then we have, so like if I want to switch to that one, I switch to a different brand, as you can see, and I can have essentially, it's like I need to go into two different studios. Yep. And then I can set up multiple brands by clicking new brand. It'll create a new brand folder.
And let me tell you, everybody, I live by this folder. Okay. I got 4 different shows, and instead of me uploading all my stuff for every different show every week, they're already in there. So I'm like, oh, what show am I doing today? Just go to the brand, click it. It automatically changes everything in the whole session. The videos, the uplinks, the GIFs, it changes it for that brand. Just by clicking the brand and clicking it. It's fantastic.
So that's the brand. That's how you can create multiple brands. The other piece, you mentioned this briefly, Charles, is brand color. So for example, this one is this like mustard-ish color. And so let's just say I went here and I had an orange one. So now, Charles, turn the banner off. Or you're not going to see it. Sorry. You're not going to see it because you're not in the right studio. No. I'm in the studio. So for example, I don't have anything here. I'm not on screen. I could be. And so there you go. Like you're able to pull in the brand color over here on the side. And the reason that's different is because I have a different theme.
Right. Now here, go back to that for a second. Here's another thing people were asking about. You see how it has an oval look? You can change that. All right. So you can go in and you can change it. So I'm going to do that right now. So right now it's got the oval look. I'm just going to pull it off there for a second. I can change it to classic. You can keep changing the style of it. There's the bubble. There's the block. So there's different ways of changing the look of your banners and your guest's name too. So for example, if I take this off, I'm going to change it back here. We'll go to my banners and look at our names. Our names would match the style that you use as well. Right there. See? So it's whatever style you want for your stream. There it is. And I change it up all the time, depending on my stream as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Woo! We got some questions coming in.
Okay, so how far back do you want to go? Like, I mean, I seriously don't mind if we go back to the beginning of the stream. We have lots of questions here.
So I'm starting from right here.
Give me a timestamp. What time?
2:36.
Oof. Okay, so that means we missed a lot of other questions. So
yeah, they can put it back in. Remember, we're just gonna rapid fire them.
Okay, so 2:30. So we're gonna do Q&A, rapid fire Q&A with you all.
All right, here we go. 2:36. Okay. All right,
go ahead, Charles.
All right, first one. Can the small screen? Oh, okay. Can the small screen be at the left side instead of the right side of the screen? My logo stays front on the right side.
So right now you can't move we basically give you a number of layouts, but they're fixed layouts.
Yes.
So you have there's 8 or 9 layouts there. And so, for example, like you can switch, I'm going to switch between some of these. You can do solo, you can do split, you can do group, you can do spotlight, for example. Now, if it's in spotlight and I want to move Charles into the bigger one, I just simply drag him into that space. I could also do so then you get into the other ones. So you get into news and you get into screen and you get into picture in picture and you get into cinema. The ones, by the way, that have the little square next to them, those are typically going to be ones where when you have a screen share or something you're sharing, that's what's going to come into the square. So to answer your question, right now, it doesn't you can't move it around. So it says your logo stays in front of you on the right side. That comes down to what look what you're trying to get for the look. So for example, if you're using this look, you have to take into account, hey, I'm going to put a logo in my stream like this, for example. However, what some people also do is they will make an overlay. For example, you could do an overlay like this if you wanted to. It goes out on your stream, and those are different ways you can brand your stream versus using the logo the entire time, because you don't always have to have the logo there.
There you go. All right, next question real quick. How do I allow people to call in? Okay, first question is, do you have the equipment to do that? All right. Like we're saying, Christian uses the Rodecaster. I use the Go XLR. They both have the opportunity to plug in a phone into the back to get calls coming in.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the equipment, then you can't bring in calls. The only other way you can do it is like what we do. You just share out the link and you bring people live on screen. But that's a chance you're taking depending on what show platform you want. So first thing first is, do you have the equipment to use the plug-in? That's number one.
And I put a link, by the way, for Profit with Purpose. I put a link to an article that we have on how to set up a call-in show. So, we do talk about the equipment that you may need and whatnot. So aside from the equipment, it's pretty straightforward. Then I take my phone, I plug my phone directly into the Rodecaster. In this case, the person calls a number or I call them. It comes into the mixer, and then the mixer has a channel just for the phone, and it has a channel for mic audio and that stuff, and as well for the system, and all that stuff then goes into one channel.
All right. Audio. Okay. Question: how do you pull up your studio on screen?
So what I did for that was so right now, here, I'll actually show you this.
So if you have
basically what I do is I create 2 separate windows.
There you go. I was going to ask you, first things first, if you have, how many screens are you using? Christian I got 3 screens in front of me. So
I have a monitor and a laptop. Yeah.
Right. So if you're sharing stuff, then you open up another window of StreamYard, go in, and then you can share screen. That's one way of doing it.
And so this is my current setup, by the way. This is how I currently have this set up to share the screen with you all. So what I have is, this is our studio, our live studio we're in. This is the other one that I have set up. And so, for example, if I wanted to share this screen, what I would do is I'd go into the actual studio. So this is in the separate window. My camera's probably going to stop here in a second, but I'm going to hit enter studio. And then what I would do inside of this StreamYard studio, I would do share screen at the bottom and select this window over here. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
So you're opening up a second window, because now I'm going to add it back again. See? We're just adding a window from the bottom. Remember when you share screen on the bottom, all I'm doing is clicking on it to open it up for him.
So that's all I'm doing.
There we
okay,
go.
what's next? Let's keep going. Okay, so
I have I have a Rodecaster Pro device and willing to help you. Oh, see, there you go. See, a whole bunch of people have it and they're willing to help each other out. So there you go.
Let's see. So testing. Let me see. Agile Lady's asking, how do you timestamp a live video or that applied after editing? So it's after the video is done. So that is a YouTube feature. YouTube has the ability to add what are called chapter markers to your videos. Now there is in the description of the video. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'm not sure if I'm logged in here. I'm not logged in, but they have the ability inside of, let's see. Charles, do you happen to have a YouTube channel, or do you have a YouTube video, by the way?
Sorry, I was reading some of the comments. What are you doing?
I was trying to pull up I was going to pull up a YouTube video, but I'm not logged in on the account.
Oh,
so basically inside of your YouTube channel, when you go into an actual video, there's a checkbox that says automatically create chapter markers. YouTube will do that for you. However, sometimes I don't get it right. Sometimes they do. You can manually add them by typing, for example, let's say here. I showed it earlier, actually. I think Janine was doing it. So if you type in 05:25, and that's in your description, you type 05:25 space and then the text, it turns the 05:25 into a chapter marker for you.
Yeah, hyperlink.
And then you have to set it, I think it's 3. You have to put at least 3 of them in there.
Yeah.
For it to pull it up. Okay, what else?
Here, I'm going to answer this one real quick because it's part 2 what you were saying. Yes, if you do have 4 people on the screen, then yes, the way how you position it, sometimes it might cover up your logo that's in the top, but then you have to realize who you're putting in there. So for example, if you're going into a different view, so you're going to one of those views, my head is going to get closer to the top logo. So you have to see, depending on what you're using. So you have 4 people and you have somebody like that, that's not going to be in the way. You might want to switch the people to get them out the way. So don't forget, you can switch them around like, oh, Christian's going to be in the way. Let me switch him with me. Then the logo's not in the way. Okay. And then sometimes, guess what? You don't have to use the logo 24/7. So depending on the view you're using, take off the logo. Okay. Put it back on later when we switch views. Awesome. Okay. The brand does not have to be there 24/7. All right. All right.
And there's also there's different ways that you can brand your streams as well. Like you can brand them with the background, for example. So like kind of like the StreamYard sandwich, the background is the bottom layer. You're stacking the video layer on top. So putting it like this, video layer on top. Then we're going to put overlay. And so then the overlay goes over top the video and the background. So you're building essentially a sandwich.
Okay.
And so so just kind of think about that. So okay, let me take this.
Hold on. Before you go, I'm going to show them this as well.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the logo on the other side. You can actually make that. So the logo is on the bottom right, or it's going from the top left going across. And that's in an overlay.
Yeah.
So there's different ways of putting your logo anywhere on the screen. That's straight from an overlay. And I can also put a logo back on here as well. So you can have, see, multiple stuff. Okay. And I can use a timer still. So there's different ways of using StreamYard with the overlays as well.
Okay, so let me take this question from Pastor Troy Smith. Pastor Troy Smith says, can't find the timer from the link. So we've been releasing like digital assets for the past, like, I think since the summer.
Yeah.
And so I think it's in the November one. I put it in. So if you go to the December folder, click on the little drop down at the top and go back to the assets folder itself. I think you'll be able to see all of the assets that we have there. So go check that out.
And in one of them, there's a countdown timer in the beginning. So you know how you have the 30-second standard countdown timer? They actually put some other ones in there as well. So you can change up your countdown timer before your show starts as well.
Great point. Okay, so let's see. Let's go with Joan or Joanne Blanco. She's saying, been zooming on a live show all year and has been a guest lots of times on StreamYard. Just got StreamYard Basic, so she's going to switch to that. Thank you, by the way. We're really glad to have you. Any StreamYard starter tutorials online? I would say this: go check out the StreamYard YouTube channel.
Yeah,
we have. Let me see if I can actually get the link. Joanne. Hopefully I'm saying it right, Joanne. If I'm not pronouncing it correctly, let me know. But please go check out this channel. Let me see. Or I'll give you the link to the channel. Subscribe, and then there's actually a playlist at the top that's a getting started playlist. Check that out. And then we also have a great support team as well. So you can go to StreamYard.com/contact and you can chat with our team pretty much 24/7. The other option you can also do is join the StreamYard Facebook group as well. Facebook.com/groups/StreamYard community. Charles, can you drop that one in the comments?
Yes, I can. Also, we got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, so we're gonna do a giveaway. Let's do our giveaway as well,
and then we'll answer some more questions, right?
Yeah, and then we can do like a 1 minute question rapid if anybody has it afterwards. But yeah, throw in what are we doing? Giveaway. We're giving away a puddles. Let's give away a
We
puddles.
are going to give away a puddles.
Yes, let's give away a puddles. And there it is. There's puddles.
So for those of you who want to win a puddles, by the way, this is a stuffed plushie. So if you want to win this, just simply put in #LoveStreamYard in the comments. And what we'll do then is, so by the way, as a StreamYard user, just another heads up, you actually get access to a free giveaway tool that we provided. If you go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, you'll get you can use the same exact tool we're doing for this particular, for this drawing.
Best tool ever. I'm saying that again. Best tool ever. There's so many things you can do with this tool. You don't have to do it for just giveaways. You know what I mean? You can do it for who asks questions. You can do it for coming on. You can do it for raffles. There's so many things you can do with this tool. So best tool ever.
Okay. All right. So yeah, do you want to do the giveaway now?
Yep. Let's put it in. And as they're putting it in the comments, I think everybody's putting it in. Did you have it set?
I do have it set actually. And so by the way, I'm going to just share a couple of quick comments. So this is another link to bookmark. So bookmark this link. This is the giveaway tool. This is a giveaway tool that anyone who has a StreamYard account can use. And you can use it to draw winners on contests, things like that you want to run. So let's go with this one, I think. Okay, so we got quite a lot of entries today. Look at this. That's a lot of entries. Wow. Okay. So for those of you who want to enter, just keep going. We'll give you a couple minutes. All right, let's give them 30 seconds.
There you go. I love it.
Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm going to read back through some of the comments. Yeah, there's a lot of questions we could answer, Charles. All
right, here we go. Let's listen. I'm looking for one more person. I want 145. Come on. One more person. Going once. Going twice. Hit the button, Christian. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. And by the way, for whoever wins, do me a favor. You simply just need to email marketing@streamyard.com with your contact information. So Darnell Hubert.
Congratulations, Darnell. Congratulations.
So do me a favor, email marketing@streamyard.com with your information, and we will get your StreamYard plush sent out to you. So congratulations, Darnell Hubert, watching over on Facebook. We appreciate that.
All right, now let's talk about the tool real quick, because they say using the tool for the first time in a couple of weeks. Just to let you know about the tool, you can say Darnell won. Say you're giving away 3 different prizes, and you hit Darnell, and he won. Okay, and you go and you can actually, you don't have to ask them to re-upload their link, the hashtag again. You can just redraw again. So you can just redraw as many times as you want. That's the beauty of it. You can just click in the button, and it will just keep picking people randomly. So all they have to do is enter it once, and it'll just keep picking people. As much time as you click it, you can pick. So that's the beauty of it. You don't have to tell them to do it again and do it again. So, have fun with it. Practice with it. That's one thing I always tell everybody. Practice with it. Click on it, pick your winner, and then have some way, like what Christian did. See how he just pulled up, if you want to win your prize, email us at. He had the button ready to push to know where to get the prize. All right.
This is awesome, by the way. I got to say, I love all the comments we're getting from people. Charles, let's do this. Can we take 5 minutes and can we go through 5 minutes of questions?
Let's go. Come on now.
Cool. Okay. So we're going to do 5 minutes of questions. I got the timer started. Let's just keep going. Because we got so many questions from people. Let's see. So let me see. Where was this one? Your Agile lady, she was asking, can you plug in an iPad and use that for calls? So if you're using the Roadcaster, yes, somebody would have to call in through some sort of calling application like a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Something that has some calling capabilities. Remember, that also would then mean you're on a Wi-Fi signal. Nothing wrong with that. If you're going to take a call, just keep that in mind. Because some phone, if you need to make a phone call, a lot of times they need a cellular connection, and a wireless connection doesn't always provide that. Right. Let's see. Zori. So Zori, great seeing you. Where can I find the errors to align myself or guest? I forgot where to find it. So she's talking about this, and it's the hat tool.
Perfect tool. I love it.
And
okay, heard it. Let me put myself in there. All right. So I'm gonna do this. All right.
And he's doing that because that's the typical way that a lot of people set up.
So you would use this tool and tell your guest, yo, can you just, bring down your camera or lift up your chair? So you want their head to get underneath that line right there. Okay. That's a perfect angle. Number two, most times you get people, they're like this. So they're not centered into your camera. So get them to move in between those two screens right there. Because what it does too, if you see where the timer is, the clock, you see how it's on that blue line? And you can use this as well to make your overlays, to see where you want to position it. Look at your background. So now when we take this off screen, I should be centered perfectly, ready to go for your stream. So it's a great tool. Christian showed it to me once, and I use it for every guest before my stream goes live.
So by the way, Zori, just a quick heads up. I just dropped a link in the YouTube comments. Actually, here, you know what? I need to put this in for everybody. Actually, bookmark this link for assets. Okay, so this is basically if you bookmark this link, it's got all the assets that we've been releasing over the last few months. And I think the hat tool's in there. If it's not, Zori, do me a favor. You can just send me a private message, whatever, however it's easiest for you. And just tell me, hey, I couldn't find it or whatever. And I can try to find it. Okay, let's see. I know I have it somewhere. I just have to find it. Okay. So what other questions do we have here?
Okay, going back. Congratulations. Oh, they're all congratulating the winner. Let's go back.
This is awesome. This amazing. My lives are going to be fire. Love hearing that. Fashion umbrella. Love hearing that.
There you go. Love StreamYard. Okay. Let me find another question. Oh, someone asked. Oh, where can I find it now? Someone asked. Oh, by the way, you see how Christian and I are flying through the comments back? There was a feature that was released that you can. It's all the comments. People are worried about their comments disappearing. You can go back to all your comments. So I've gone through all the way to the beginning of the show. I can go far back as I want, the beginning of the show. All the comments is still on there. I can go back and find them.
Let's see. So let me see. So where's it? The Finance Rebel, he's asking, where's the asset folder? I'll drop a link to that as well. Again, here for you.
There you go. There's a question about a thing and I can't find it now. Let's
see.
Oh, okay. So there's a new feature coming out. So for example, I'm going to pull Christian up. And see how Christian's up full screen? Coming up soon, there'll be a banner around so you can see the background still. So that's coming up soon. I know that's the question someone was asking about. How can we have
so you could, it would zoom. It would basically take this camera view and pull it in. It would move it in and then allow you to have wallpaper around it. Yeah.
Exactly. So now the banner that we're using, this Christmas banner, would be around Christian in the solo view. So that's one thing people are asking. They're like, oh, I have great wallpaper. I do a show by myself, but I can't get my background. That is coming up soon. You're going to see that. So when you go solo mode, you'll still see this great Christmas banner around you in solo mode. So that's something coming up real soon.
I have a question here from the Fashion Umbrella. She's asking, how do I do the magnifying glass? So that is a Google Chrome browser extension. And this is what I'm using. So it's this extension. Basically, I have it enabled so that when I want to turn it on, I just dropped it in the comments, by the way. I simply just go and click on it. And then if I'm doing a screen share, I go and share it. One thing to keep in mind, by the way, with that, if you right click on the extension, once you install it, there are options to change the size of the capture area and the zoom level. So that way, if it's too close or whatever, you can change it. Okay, let's see. Wow, we got lots of questions here. Man, so many good questions.
All right.
Okay, let me go back and can we do a couple more, Charles?
We can do two more before we get out of here. We always, Kristen and I don't know why we say this to each other every time. We're going to keep it a tight show today. We're going to keep it just an hour and something. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well,
I love it.
I think we're getting better. We've done 4-hour streams, so we're getting better.
Hey, listen, I don't mind it because I love it. Because you're still engaged. You're asking the questions. I enjoy it. It's just when someone always asks us at the end of the shows, how was your show today? Oh, it was just 3 hours. 3 hours. And I'm like, listen, this is great. We do it for you guys. We do it for everybody helping us out. So I love it.
So I got a question. So we'll use the rest of this timer. How's that sound, Charles? Rest of the timer and we're done. Okay. So saying I get higher speeds with Wi-Fi than Ethernet. Is it my computer? When you connect to Ethernet, is it direct into wall or the Wi-Fi router? So typically the router is directly connected to the wall. Okay. And then that has an antenna built into it for Wi-Fi. Now, sometimes your signal speed can depend on how close you are to the router. I will tell you this, some internet service providers will give you faster internet if you're hardwired over Ethernet. Over Wi-Fi. Sorry. If you're using Ethernet, they'll give you faster internet over using the Wi-Fi. My signal, for example, is like if I do Wi-Fi, I think it's like the max they give me is like 200 megabits per second upload. If I hardwire, I get, I think, 1,000. And so your ISP may be different, but you may want to ask them. Some of them, again, that's part of the issue. The other thing also that can also happen is it depends on the type of laptop you're using. And if you've got a router that's like 5 years old, for example, and you're using a new computer, your new computer has different Wi-Fi specs than your router could. And so, for example, if you've got Wi-Fi 6 on your computer and your router is a really old router, your computer's not able to go any faster because the router is the issue. So you may need to upgrade your router to a faster router to unlock some of those higher speeds. Okay, let's see.
I'm going to add something to hold on. Sure. It says, video says, I sit, I'm right next to my router. So I'm hoping that my connection will be really good going forward. Okay, so here's a question. If you're right beside your router, plug it in. If you're that close and you can get a wire, plug it in directly. It'll be 10 times. Because if you're that close, trust me, plug it in. You'll see way difference in your speed and everything.
Let's see. So that's a good one, Charles. Got another one here from Jivis. And so Jivis is saying she teaches solo business women how to use StreamYard personally. And this week she's done her first stream, her official webinar live to her group. There were 7 people on screen and the internet was struggling. What could the problem be? The first thing I would tell you is make sure you're hardwired, but go to fast.com, run a speed test and look at your upload speeds.
Actually, it's funny that you said that because I actually pulled it on screen. I was going to share everybody to everybody.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yep.
There it is right there. And I actually put the link in the comments in the chat for you guys, because I found this out through my provider. All right. Yeah. So you just I'm going to refresh this.
And this is powered by, I think this is powered by Netflix, actually, I think.
Yeah. So there it is. It's actually checking out my computer right now.
So here's the other thing, though, you got to keep in mind with this, by the way. It's going to give you a speed. But then, Charles, I want you to click on the button that pops up on screen. It says, I think, show advanced, I think is what it says.
Yeah. So let me get rid of this. Where's this question?
So when he clicks on show advanced.
There we go. Okay. So here we go.
So the first speed he gets is I think that's your download speed, right?
Yep.
So if you click on this, you're going to, yeah. So what do you get for upload?
Upload is 18.
Yep.
And then my load is 380. And then my speed is 13.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. That could actually be impacting it. Depending on granted, we handle most of the things on the stream. However, it also does come down, your computer does somewhat matter. So you want to make sure you have, like if you're using green screen and you're having 7 people on, like it could take quite a bit of processing power. And so that's why things could start to struggle, because your computer may not be able to handle it. So it really depends on that. I got one last question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Judy Live Talk Show said she had a guest and for some reason we could not get her picture to come on. She did have Facebook Live on. Could that have been the issue or what? Never had that before. Thank you. Okay. So what do you think, Charles?
Say that part again. What she have?
They said they couldn't get the person's picture to come on. And they had Facebook Live on. Could that be the issue?
Oh, yes. Okay. So here's one thing I've always told everybody. Your guests and yourself, before your guests come in, tell them to take off everything off their camera, off their computer. If they had Zoom open before the interview, if they had something else, remember, the computer is only recognizing what it can give you that camera for. So if I have Zoom open and I try to open StreamYard, it's telling me it doesn't know where to put the camera. So clear off everything, go to where you're going, restart it, refresh it, and it will automatically search for the product you're using and pop it up there. That's number one. Okay. Number two, when your guest is coming in, I've had this many times. They say, I'm in, but I'm not there. I can't see you. You're in one part of StreamYard. You're not fully into StreamYard. StreamYard has a 3-part system to get you in. 1, click on it. 2, enter your name. 3, click on your camera to let you in. Most people say, oh, I'm in. Yeah, you're in because you can see the host and stuff, but your camera is not attached yet. So that's the third part. People always forget to say yes to the camera and their camera pops on and it's like, oh, okay, now So I always tell them you're not fully in until they click the third part and let me in.
And then the other thing you also want to make sure you check, I'm going to actually pull up, I'm going to share my screen real quick on this, Charles.
Yep.
So if you're on, for example, like here, let me just share that. So here I am, I'm in, let's go with that. So I'm on my, so basically I have our studio open here. This is my regular browser. What I also want to make sure I go do is I want to actually, there should be a camera icon up here. So for example, if I go to StreamYard.com and I go into an actual broadcast, let's see if it pops up. It's in the other one. So there should be a camera icon. Yeah, there it is. So you see this little camera icon right here. So there's a camera icon and you can click on it and you can select what camera is being selected. And so sometimes your browser needs you to actually enable the right camera. So a lot of times, sometimes like people may not enable the camera at all. So they need to make, it's partly either the browser. The other thing it could also be if they're on, for example, a Mac, sometimes you need to go into system preferences and enable the camera. Like it's a privacy setting.
Okay. Yes.
They may need to enable that. And then the other thing also going back to the fact that, they might have had Facebook Live open. A lot of these applications, they don't always, like, for example, if I opened Skype right now and I'm using StreamYard right now, or I'm using the camera, obviously, in something else, Skype and that other application, in this case, StreamYard, they're both trying to use the same resource. And so let's say you open Skype. Let's say you open Skype first. And then you said, hey, I'm going to go to StreamYard. Skype may still be holding on to that camera. And so what you may need to do is may need to restart your computer, or they may need to restart their computer. But I think that it's going to be, that's the first step I take. Second step would be check the camera setting in the browser and make sure it's actually selected for the right camera. And then if you still don't have it working, go to streamyard.com/contact and contact our support team, and they can help you get that working as well. But the key thing is preparation, making sure that you and your guests show up, not 5-10 minutes before the stream, show up at minimum half an hour.
Please.
So, okay. Let's see if there's any other,
all right,
there's tons more comments here. But here's what we're going to do. We got another
quick
show. Yeah, go ahead, Charles.
Just to go what Christian's saying, see, you can go into camera and I'm clicking my other camera. So when it goes to camera, select what camera you want and go back and forth. All right. So that's another thing that people say, oh, I can't find my camera. Go in and select what you're using.
Definitely. Yeah. Go and check that out. Okay. So I've got 3 quick announcements and then we're going to wrap up.
There we go. Let's go.
Okay, so the first one is, for those of you who want to meet Dan and Gage, the founders of StreamYard, they do a town hall every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's on the StreamYard. They broadcast to StreamYard, on YouTube, on the StreamYard channel, to Facebook, to LinkedIn. Please come and join us. We'd love to have you there. So you can learn about some of the new features. Sometimes they'll give you sneak peeks of features that we have coming out, but it's their way also to hear from you.
I was just about to say, if you want to know all the tips and everything that comes out before anybody else, I'm just saying this might be a place that you might want to show up.
And it's a very quick 30-minute show. It's 30 minutes every single week. So,
and they don't
30 minutes, StreamYard Town Hall. The next thing I had for you was the Live Selling Industry Showcase. That is on Thursday.
Yep.
And I gave you guys the link at streamyard.com/SY showcase. And again, Charles, what was your advice for that?
If you're selling or you're not selling, you need to show up, because
thinking about it,
there's always tips and tricks that people use to get you into it. And then you can be like, oh, I didn't know I could do it that way. Or there's things I can use for your own stream. Just because you're not a seller doesn't mean you don't get the knowledge. Knowledge is key. Make sure you show up.
Third point that I want to make real quick for everybody is, if you have a YouTube channel, so we do live stream reviews first and third Saturday. This is the first of the month. Next Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the StreamYard YouTube channel, Daniel and Dee are doing YouTube channel reviews. So if you have a YouTube channel, and I assume everyone that's been on, I think y'all got YouTube channels, please come and join that show. It's a great show as well. It's actually a really cool format that they use. And then the last thing I just have is the next live stream reviews episode. That's December 18th. So that's the first, the third Saturday. We'll be on 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And that's our last show before Christmas and the new year. So I'm just going to tell everybody this right now. I take a large in sweater. All right. I'm a 32 waist and pant. Come on, Christian, you got to put your order in now. It's Christmas time. Anything? Hey, next show, guys, I want to see your list. Next show on the 18th. Let me know, what would you want for Christmas to make your stream better? It could be a product. It could be a tool. It's your wish list. It could be anything you want. Say, Christian and I are the magic Santa Claus helper. We can grant your wish. Is it a microphone? I want to see your research. I want you to come back next week and say, I want the Rodecaster because I could use it for this, or I want the Go XLR, or I want the Pod mic because anything. But I want you to do your homework, research a new equipment or processor or software, and come back to us on the 18th and let us know, what is your wish list for your stream? Is it the lights? What is it? I want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. What is one thing that you can get to help improve? What is one thing you need to help move your stream forward? So awesome. Well, this has been fantastic, by the way. Charles, again, always a pleasure working with you on these. With that, We will see you all on the 18th. But thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. Have
Bye,
a great
everyone.
weekend. Bye.